distant shore.
Occurred to me, if I'd walked another path, I would have found another destiny. It's so easy to say, if I had another day, to take a different view. If I only knew that the choices I made were the choices I gave to all the ones in my life. Unnecessary strife. But it will be alright.
Oh man. Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
God, what happened? I get no answer. She let me down in trouble. joy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Testing 1, 2.
gonna see the sunrise in a different way. No one said it'd be easy, but it's a brand new day.
Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1.
Take me there. Long journey. Take me there. Such a long journey. Yeah, 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 yeah. Such a long journey. Yeah, 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 yeah. God help me, please. Let me have what I need. Don't want no more than that. Your advice I will need. Oh yeah, long journey. I've never been before. I've got a high anticipation for a distant shore. For a distant shore. A distant shore. Gonna see the sunrise in a different way. No one said it'd be easy, but it's a brand new day.
2.
I hear you on that location.
All right, copy.
Take me there.
Yo, get the speaker box loud, hitting that stuff till you hearing that sound.
You know, you see, I can see the lever.
On the bike, you can stand up.
Yeah, we were doing this like whip comp thing. I think I got him, covered.
Here, Jack Rapella, Nick Garvin here with you. So excited, so pumped up.
Unfortunately for the 77, he got the flu this week.
This off-road stuff is the hardest I've ever encountered to set a bike up for.
Here we go. Gate drop. We are off, guys. The NGPC series is underway.
You have to push yourself. This track will, and it can jump up and bite you in a split second, and you're on the ground going, what happened? So, and the roost here hurts, so you don't want to follow too closely. I would add one more to that. I would add that you have to have luck, and with racing, sometimes I'd rather be lucky than good.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Your winner of round number 4. How about a Jeremy McGrath knack? How about a checkered flag? A Buffo magnificent performance for Ryan Surratt. Put him down in the history books. The factory KTM looking smooth. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to your winner, round number 5. For the first time ever, Dante Oliveira wins 29 Palms. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, unofficially, your winner today, Cole Martinez. Did we say never give up? If there has ever been a lesson about perseverance, if there has ever been a lesson about sticking to it on the last few turns. Some great moments there, and we're set for more. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Southern California. Welcome to this house of speed. But look at those skies. Not quite the beach weather we would expect when we come to SoCal. It's a chilly 51 degrees, and it is a mud fest. It has rained here all weekend, and that's going to add some twists and turns to this horsepower theater. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Parts Unlimited NGPC series presented by FMF, this live stream powered by Honda. My name is Jack Rapella alongside Nick Garvin. Troy Garvin will also join us. And guys, we are set for a show. Nick, take everything we expected about this race and throw it out the window, because those deep puddles out there will certainly throw some curveballs.
I can't tell you, man. It has not stopped raining since Saturday morning at 7 a.m., and it has turned this Glen Helen track upside down. Multiple course changes, multiple mod bogs. I tell you what, Jack, I've been wet since the moment I pretty much got here, and I'm over it.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay dry myself. I'm going to be down the track here in just a few moments with call-ups. Had the opportunity to watch the intermediate starts. What a mess. I'm glad everybody was okay. We had a log jam. That first hill is so slippery. This course was supposed to be about 9 miles. It's been cut down to 7. No Talladega turn either. So a lot to talk about over the next 90-plus minutes. I'm excited, Nick.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you might as well have brought your jet ski out here, and we would have gone jet ski racing. This course actually, like I could say, 9-mile course was awesome. It was epic on Friday. Here came Saturday. Turned that all over. I mean, we're talking, we cut out Talladega, Mount St. Helens, infamous Yamaha Hill. All the off-road sections we were going to use had mud bogs. So welcome to a complete different track.
Well, sit back, kick up your feet, and get ready for a show. The Parts Unlimited NGPC series presented by FMF, Livestream powered by Honda, is about to get underway. We've got so many people to thank, but first, Nick, let's pay a little homage and a little respect to Precision Concepts, who have stepped up big this year.
We're here at the 2024 Prairie Dogs Grand Prix, and we walked into Precision Concepts Zone Bob Bell. Bob Bell has multiple championships in the off-road industry, Baja, Grand Prix style, desert racing. Bob, tell us a little bit about what you've done in the years past and what's brought you here now to 2024.
Well, we started in, I think, 1995 with Precision Concepts, and I'd worked in the motorcycle industry up before that. And then we got connected with Factory Honda back in 1998, all the way through 2008. Won every Baja championship there was through that whole time. And then moved on with a Kawasaki team, and then we've been doing that for quite a few years. And we've got, over 20 national championships on the West Coast, including Hare and Hound National Championship, Best in the Desert, Score, Works, and of course NGPC now. So we've decided this year to step up our sponsorship of NGPC. They're one of the best racing organizations on the West Coast and stuff, and so we're here to fully support them at every race. We've been doing a Factory Kawasaki team in the last number of years, but now we've kind of branched out. And we're just doing our thing, and we're helping every rider on every brand of bike, and we'll be here at every race this year.
So if I was a new rider and I wanted to get my suspension done, where can I find Precision Concepts?
Right now we're in Riverside County, basically near Moreno Valley, but we are going to be moving. Can't say 100% for sure right now where, but it's going to be on the East County still. So to find us, you can go on the internet and look up precisionconcepts.com, and it has, our location. You can call us and get directions. We can pin drop you, whatever we need to do. As soon as we know exactly where we're going to be moving, we're going to flood the internet with where that's going to be so you can find us.
All right, awesome. Well, guys, NGPC, Precision Concepts, they go together. There's championships all over the board. Bob Bell's a legend of the sport, and we're really happy to have him here at the 2024 Prairie Dog Grand Prix. All right, guys, welcome back to the NGPC series here. Today we're at Glen Helen Raceway at the Prairie Dogs MC. We're getting ready to go racing here. We've got a little bit of a weather delay, but hey, Bob Bell and Precision Concepts, man, wow, what a mix. They've got over 25 championships. It's huge. Robbie Bell, son of Bob Bell of Precision Concepts. If you guys don't remember, last year they had a Kawasaki team. Well, this year they've put it away. They've retired the race team and put more focus back into the business, which is really awesome to see. Precision Concepts stepping up as a huge sponsor of the NGPC series, and it's really coming great together. If you guys take a look there at the starting line, the weather this weekend came in, and it just absolutely tore this track apart. Left to right, if you guys take a look there, this track, Yamaha, Mount St. Helens, Shoei Hill, all gone. Trevor Hunter and the Prairie Dogs Club did a great job on rerouting all the courses. We've had a few mud bogs, a few bikes stuck up on the ridges of this weekend, and they've done a really good job on cleaning up this act. They are a little bit behind time today, but it's due to the weather. And honestly, you guys, if you look right there, look at the American flag dropping down there, Mount St. Helens. Those rain ruts are 2-3 feet deep. The camera doesn't do it justice of how bad this place got hit this weekend. Fortunately for the pro race, the clouds have moved away and the sunlight has started to come out, which is bringing a great race here for the next 2 hours. Jumping into that 2-hour pro race, we got riders of Factory KTM, Dante Oliveira, 4-time series champion, reigning champion, I should say, and looking to get a Glen Helen victory. That's something on his list that we haven't quite seen in the last few races. Dante is looking to finally put a Glen Helen win on his resume. Austin Walton, another race winner, factory Husqvarna, Rockstar guy, looking to get another victory here. But I got to go with someone who I've seen out on the track more than any pro in any of these classes, and that's Cole Martinez of the SLR Honda. Cole Martinez has ridden 2 unclassifieds, a vet race, a heavyweight race, and he was out and unclassified today. Somebody like that is somebody to look after to take the victory in these race today. Yeah, God, that starting line is terrible. Look at the puddles. I don't know how these guys are going to get out of the starting gate. It's just, it's looking pretty bad. Let's see if we can get some more of that action shots or some shots of the racetrack there. Looks like we got a mud bog right there. That's right on the track on the backside of REM. Today we had a little bit of an issue right actually in this corner. We had about 20 guys stacked up in the corner making that left-hander. They go up the secondary Glen Helen sign where it's been rocky, rutted out. Again, the rain has come and flipped this course upside down. But coming into the pro class, a pro race today, we got some sun to dry it out. But it doesn't necessarily make the track that much better. Once the rain stops, the mud really and the moisture comes out of the ground and it becomes a sloppy, sloppy mess. Those rain ruts right there are peg deep, and that's kind of just causes a problem right away. Once one guy gets bottled up, it's over. Yeah, those guys, those racers are in complete mud right now. Oh, my gosh. Should have brought the stand-up jet skis to go racing this weekend. It's not Lake Havasu. It's more like Lake Glen Helen. And I can't hear you. I can't hear you guys. Those ruts looking pretty deep, heading up to the track there. Mount St. Helens not even being used this weekend. It looks terrible. And we're going to head over down to Jack Corpella. We're going to do these rider lineups, the pro guys. Jack, looking forward to hearing what you have to say.
All right, everybody, welcome once again to round number 3 of the NGPC series. All right, now everybody here, I need your help because we're about to start call-ups, and these riders are about to go through 90 minutes of. Take a look at these conditions. It's wet, it's soggy, it's sloppy, but this is what you have to do to be a champion. Championships are won on your worst day. So everybody in attendance, can you help me out on the count of 3? Let's hear it for these riders. 1, 2, 3, come on! All right, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to our call-ups as we start with the women's division. She is the winner of the first 2 races from Riverside, California, rising star for Team Honda, and then for Ava Silvestri. Let's try to, and also in women's ATM, there for Caitlin Jacobs. All right, it is now time to introduce the Pro 2 riders. And
Come on, fans, you gotta help me. When we introduce one of these riders, you gotta give them a round of applause. In the 250 category, let's bring out your point leader winner at the first two races all the way from Melbourne, Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it from Mason Simmons. In the number spot today out of Pinion Hills, California. Let's hear it, J.P. Perez. I love the fact that wheelies in this slush. Starting number 3. God. From Simieville, California, on the Kawasaki KX250X, here is Colton Eck. From Camp Verde, rider of the Honda. Tina. Out of Barstow. Here's Coach. Another rider from all down under, all the way from on the Husqvarna. He's a 2024 National 250 winner. From Carson City, Nevada, on the Husqvarna FC 250. How about it for rider Thomas Silly? And 125. How about for Tristan Alvarez? And finally, out of Murrieta, California, on the Husqvarna FC 250, here is Cole Zeller. All right, we have some serious riding talent here, no doubt about it. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to introduce the stars of the 450 class. And this man, winner of first two events, but as of late, he's had a little bad luck at Glen Helen. Looking to put behind just 6th at a GNC. Ladies and gentlemen, your 4-time NGPC. Let's not get roosted up here. Might be a little funny for the live broadcast. Starting in the number 2 spot on a beautiful factory beta with Marley. Factory Beta Racing from Lincoln, California. Here's Dare DiMartile. Breaking up like crazy.
We're trying to split the difference. See what I'm saying?
This rider comes from California, rider of the Yamaha YZ450 FX out of Purvines Racing. Here's Justin Heft. We hope so. Here he comes, ready to rock and roll. Ladies and gentlemen, out of Camp Verde, Arizona, on the Honda CRF 450, here's Colt Martinez. From California, the rider of the KTM 450 XCF for factory Red Bull KTM is all Oliveira. All the way from Utah on a Honda CRF SLR here. From Sparks, Nevada, on the Husqvarna FX450 out of Rockstar Energy. Husqvarna, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Austin Walton. From Cucamonga, California, on a Yamaha FX out. This man hails all the way from Italy. On a gas. EX 450 out of 3 Bros. Gas. Ladies and gentlemen, and finally, another rising star in the series all the way from Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, on the Yamaha Jack Simpson. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for call-ups. Good luck to all of our pro racers. I'm going to upstairs. Make sure you tell all your friends to watch the live stream on the NGPC YouTube channel.
call-ups right now. We got the pro race lineup for the pro race. We got Preston Campbell on the 304 JCR Honda, Tyler Lynn on the SLR Honda, Trevor Stewart, a guy that's very familiar with Glen Helen. He's going to be racing on the Yamaha, the 75, with Justin Heff in the Purvines Racing as well. Dante Oliveira, our four-time champion, and Mateo Oliveira on the Factory Racing KTMs. Dalton Shirey, the 46, Rockstar Husqvarna. Tyler Nicholson, 120. 34 of Cole Martinez, a guy that's won this race multiple times. And the 18 of Giacomo Redondi, rounding out our 450 Pro guys for today. We also got Austin Walton, Dare D. Martal, and Jack Simpson, with special guest TLD's Gas Ryder D. Francisco. This one is shaping up to be a really good race in the pro class. These guys are fighting for position today. That start, it's going to be very crucial with how muddy it is. We got hit with tremendous amounts of rain. This course is finally letting up, finally with the weather, but unfortunately for them, the weather has really turned this upside down. We got in the Pro 2 class, we've got a few guys that have come from Australia who took a real big chance with Mason Simmons right now, who's leading that Pro 250 class on the RPM KTM. A funny story about that guy. He literally had a 4-race deal with RPM KTM. It took all but one race for them to sign him for the whole year. He showed promise at our first round in Delano. He showed a promise at Delano, and it took all but that one race for him to be back. He hasn't lost since being back here, which is pretty awesome. You would think some of the guys would challenge him in that Pro 2 class, but it just really hasn't happened. We got the rider list right here. Tyler Belknap on the 40, 660 of Max Shapiro, 631 of Cody Simpson, 185 of Zachary Curling, 356 of Ryder Partridge, the 111 of Seth Sador, 355 Ryan Surratt, a guy who won here in the open class last year, riding a 125 in that Pro 250 class. We got the 70 of Talon Valkenberg, 192 of JP Alvarez, who podiumed here last year. The 313 of Collier Martinez, the younger brother of Cole Martinez. The 114, Tristan Alvarez. 159 of Justin Patton. 39 of Cole Zeller. 31 of Caiello, running third in the championship. 526 of Colton Eck. The 128 of Ryder Tomaselli. 87 of Samuel Pratcher. And the 118 of Mason Simmons, who is your current 250 Pro points leader. You guys, if there's one thing about the mud, this points gap could be flipped upside down today because it is all about getting to the finish line. Don't mind the speed. Get the bike to the finish today. It's going to be a hectic one, that is for sure. The puddles are just stacked up everywhere, and that's your finish line shot right there. And you can see right there how much water has really come and affected this track. We're getting geared up, getting ready for the start right now. We got the Pledge of Allegiance going, and it's just a really cool shot to see all those guys. Here's your pro women's class. We got Michaela Nielsen, who has the women's points lead right now. The 293 of Caitlin Jacobs on her RPM KTM. 101 of Ty Woolsayer and the 454 of Ava Silvestri. You got the four women right there. They're all going to be vying for battle. Ava Silvestri, she's not shy to ride in the mud. She comes from NorCal. She races a lot in these kind of conditions, what makes for a very, very fun and slippery event. But like I said, you guys, it's all about getting through this racetrack. Today, it's not about having the top speed. It's about getting through all those sections. No mud bogs. The ruts are super, super deep, and it's going to be a tough one today. They got the 18 there of Giacomo Rodani getting fired up before the starting line. The 17 of Jack Simpson right there, a guy who's told me multiple times that he's not afraid to go fast when it gets wet. We got the the women expert class, Madison Weber on that W402, Lacey Olvis, N1W, Piper Coons, we're going to go with that, W725, the W801 of Alana Martin, the W47 of Sophia Barker, the W108 of Dana Raynard, W57 of Hannah Hines, W569 of Desiree Bates, and the W226 of Jared Onset. I believe that was our Women's A results from yesterday's Women's A race. Again, they got probably the best track of the weekend before the rain came, and I got to say, it's been one of those weekends. The American flag flying high there, and Jack, you're back.
Man, I am pumped. That was an experience to be down there. Luckily, I didn't get run over. I got roosted a little bit, so I apologize for being muddy. But I got to tell you, I don't know if our viewers at home can see this coverage is outstanding, and I want to shout out this production crew because they're awesome. But I really want to drive home how muddy it is down there. I don't know if you can tell at home. I'm talking, I flew in from Daytona. I didn't have boots. Thank you to Craig Hunter for letting me borrow a pair of boots because it's all the way up to my ankles. It's crazy out there, but it's going to make for a heck of a show.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the big thing I've been trying to stress on is I don't think they understand how big the ruts are out there with all this rain.
No, and this is one of those situations where the track is going to change every single lap, and if there's an incident, let's hope not, but if somebody goes down and there's a log jam or a yard sale, next thing you know, there's going to be deep ruts and slick spots. That's what I saw with the intermediate spot. We want to take a look now at our starting order here in the Taz Insurance Services NGPC series that we love so much. Take a look right now. Mitch Anderson, Blake Clark, some of the other experts out there. So many out there. This is the 25-plus category that we saw throughout the weekend. Over 2,000 racers here this weekend. Can you believe that, Nick?
They came to play in the mud. That's all I got to say, Jack. It's unbelievable. You wouldn't think people would come out to play in the rain, but you know what? Getting 2,000 at this event, that's the Prairie Dogs. I mean, there you go.
Well, unfortunately, you're seeing those dreaded three letters up there, too, DNF. We've seen quite a few of those. That stands for did not finish, by the way. But we are just moments away. Old Glory flying proudly here. SoCal doesn't feel much like SoCal. As you can see, excuse me, I got the jacket on. I'm freezing. 51 degrees. That's what happens when you spend a lot of time in Florida. You come here and it's cold. But the good Lord has graced us with a little bit of sunshine for race start. And I'm telling you, I don't know what to expect. The big story this year so far has been in all of our 3 of our pro classes, we've had repeat winners. First 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Will that trend continue here, or will the rain change everything?
I think the rain's going to play a huge factor in this race. It's not just about having the speed. It's also about getting the bike to the finish line. I mean, that's the biggest thing right now. The rain is the ridges up there. There's mud bogs all over the place. If you get stuck, it's up to you to get the bike out. And that could take minutes, you know.
I wonder, do you think there's an advantage to going out first here with the gate drop too? Or is there an advantage to maybe being the second or third group off? Would you rather wait, or would you rather have clean track?
If you get the whole shot, you got all the dirt behind you, man. I mean, all the mud's going behind you, right? I mean, that's clear vision. You're going for it.
That's true. It's go for broke and try to get out there in front. Now, the only disadvantage, though, typically 9 times out of 10, we would say clean vision being out front, absolutely. But here's the leader. You really don't know what's coming up next. You don't have anybody to follow. That first person might be the test pilot to go through a massive 6-foot mud puddle.
Yeah, you know, this course has changed so much throughout the weekend. These guys in Unclassified that rode it wasn't raining this morning. And with the rain with these guys, it's rained probably, I don't know, I'd say a half an inch today. And the course has completely changed since the last time they saw this racetrack.
I'll tell you, I had the great pleasure of being at Daytona yesterday. I flew out, and they were complaining about some sprinkles, the Supercross boys. Well, let me tell you what, no sprinkles here. These are buckets. Here we go as we are set for the gate drop. We are off. Not a dead engine start like we normally see, and Talladega turn has been cut out. As you can see, Dante Oliveira looks like got the whole shot, but a whole bunch of traffic behind him.
Oh, man, these guys are in for it. If that guy gets out front, we've seen what he can do with an open track.
Oh, let's keep an eye on the 250s. Mason Simmons has been the man to beat, much like Dante, much like Michaela, winner of the first 2 rounds. This start is oh so important. Ready to drop the gate once again. We're off, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the Kawasaki out in front. We'll keep a close watch on this with our aerial coverage, courtesy of IWC Motorsports Tire Pros. Somebody way out in front there, Nick. Oh, and we've got a problem. That's not what you want to see on turn number 1. That can make for a long, brutal day when your glove gets wet, your goggles get wet, your boots get wet.
That was a tough one for sure. Colton Eck ripped that Kawasaki 250 hole shot right there in the 526.
Wow. Now, what we have on the gate right now, is this the women's category?
It is.
Where's KK? Where's Ava?
Ooh, Ava's going to wrap around and cut KK off. Looks like Ava Silvestri grabbing that whole shot with authority.
Second race in a row, Ava Silvestri grabs the whole shot. She has really been dead set and determined. She wants to beat KK. You can see she had a little bit of trouble right there. And guys, as we mentioned before, this course has been cut by about 25%. They've had to make alterations, and it is still sloppy, nasty. I'm going to hold my breath on this one, Nick. We've got about 40 riders charging into turn 1, wet, slippery, sloppy conditions.
Wow. Wow, look at all those guys.
Oh, no. Couple racers getting together. Somebody's down. I will say this, much cleaner than what I watched on the intermediate start. Good job. Heads up by those riders out there. Sometimes when somebody goes down mid-pack, it's a chain reaction, and a bunch of guys go down. Just look at this awesome aerial coverage.
Just trackling up the back road there. We got this last one here. It's a 25 A class and the 2-stroke class together, it looks like.
It is the scenic, vibrant, beautiful picture as SoCal surroundings here in the shadow of Los Angeles, San Bernardino, California. House of Speed, Glen Helen. Will we have another clean start? We want to avoid the big one. We saw it earlier. Oh, no! Two riders together almost off the track. What a save. What a save. Look at that deep rut. Both of those individuals almost into that deep rut. Thank goodness.
I thought we were going to see something bad right there.
Thank goodness we were able to avoid a dangerous situation. Well, we are off and running, guys. It'll be a 90-minute race from here. We're going to step away for 1 second. We'll be right back to continue with round number 3 of the NGPC series.
Beta is bringing its signature rideability to motocross with the all-new 4-stroke Beta 450RX coming this winter, and the now available Beta 300RX, the ultimate 2-stroke weapon. a rare combination of high performance and undeniable appeal. Forget what you're used to and experience how a motocross bike is supposed to feel like. Go to betausa.com for more info. Reserve one today at a Beta dealer near you.
Since 2009, Seat Concepts has been dedicated to making the best aftermarket seats. More comfort, more grip, more riding. For 10 years, we've continued to raise the bar. Innovation and American craftsmanship make Seat Concepts the world-leading manufacturer of power sports seats.
Yo, get the speaker box loud, hitting that stuff till you hearing that sound.
You know, you see, I can see the lever.
On the bike, you can stand up.
Yeah, we were doing this like whip comp thing. I think I got them, covered.
We welcome you back to round number 3 of the Parts Unlimited NGPC series presented by FMF. This broadcast powered by Honda. Jack Rapella and Nick Garvin here with you, and we're taking a look. We're looking for motorcycles. We just sent all of our starts off. Remember, this is about a 7-mile course. We will go 90 minutes. That's the goal here today. And really the big story, if you're just joining us, is Glen Helen is known as one of the most taxing and roughest tracks out there, often dusty, but not today. Today it is a sloppy quagmire due to all of this rain. And the question is, Nick, who will be able to endure it as we take a look at perhaps some of our leaders starting to come through right now in the 450 category?
Yeah, it looks like they're just trickling down that backside of that hill right there, headed back up through REM, crossing over to the would be the REM track. Looks like Dante Oliveira coming through right there.
Wow, big lead, too, by Dante. Well, not as big as I thought. Great camera work there as we get to see just how far the gap is. But big shout out to Dante. He is your 4-time series champion, winner of the first 2 races. As I mentioned in call-ups, just made a spot appearance, too, at the East Coast GNCC series where he finished 6th, which I thought was very respectable for a guy who doesn't consistently run GNCCs.
Yeah, I just found that out. He's filling in for Ben Kelly, injured rider, and he's going to be going back east quite a bit, I hear.
Top rider. I wonder if we'd see Dante someday out there on the Supercross circuit. I think that he is honestly that talented. Talked to his mechanic, Bobby Dawson, moments ago. He had expressed how they've had some tough luck here. They've never won as a team. Dante individually has won here at Glen Helen, but the last few years he's had some rough luck. Looking to put all that behind him, but boy, we've got a long way to go. This is one of those races where I don't care how much of a lead anybody builds, till they roll through the checkers, it's not over.
It's not over, and you can see right there, it's Austin Walton is very, very close, and you know what? If you get him close to the lead, this guy comes out to be a complete different rider when he's close to the lead. So let's see if Austin Walton, a guy who's won here before, can pressure Dante in this race. Also, Ryder DeFrancisco races typically in the Supercross class in the 250 West. He's right behind Austin Walton, so this is getting pretty good here, the top three right here.
Walton out of Reno, Nevada, has really been putting in a lot of hard training with his teammate Dalton Shirey. This could be a weekend where he shines. We got a great battle shaping up that we'll try to keep you abreast of. Look at this, 3 wide through one of these sections.
Nice. Woo. That's Jack Simpson actually right there, and the Purvine's going to go.
Oh, no! Simpson might have got a little too aggressive. Oh, look at that. Oh, my goodness. He just threw his competitor's motorcycle down in a ditch.
Oh, my gosh.
Frustration, obviously. Could that potentially be a penalty from the NGPC crew? I don't know. One of the wildest things I've ever seen. Somebody clip that. Whoa. Somebody help that individual. Who is that trying to get his bike out?
That's Ryder DeFrancisco, and my mistake there. That was Justin Heft on that Purvine's bike.
Let's make sure. Nothing is official up here, guys. We don't want to incriminate anybody. Sorry, Jack Simpson. That was not Jack Simpson. But Heft threw this motorcycle down the hole. That's how mad he was.
Oh, my gosh.
Gosh, the camera didn't lie on that one, and now he is stuck.
He's stuck. He ain't getting out of that.
Welcome to Glen Helen, ladies. Oh, my gosh. This is terrible. We've got to send some help for him. I don't know exactly how far this is from the start-finish. Remember, this is not the moto track, guys. This is 7 miles of fury. We're going to have to get the support team out, too. I don't know if Heft meant to just get the motorcycle off of his, but point taken, I would say.
Yeah, that was a rough. I think it was almost like a racing move. Ryder DeFrancisco cut in on the corner there, but Heft was already committed to going through the corner, and they just connected. And you know what? That happens sometimes. I don't know about getting the bike off and throwing it down the ditch there, but that was a tough one there for Ryder DeFrancisco.
That was crazy. We'll have to get an update on that situation and keep you abreast of that, as it looks like we've got, is this our first lap completed?
Yeah,
I think this might be our first. We invite you to go to the NGPC website as well, where you can keep up with live timing and scoring. Looks like it's going to be about 10 minutes, a little under 10 minutes a lap. Remember, we'll go 90 minutes plus is what they try to time it out to. Pit stops will be a big factor. Even with the oversized tanks, these bikes do not have enough fuel to make the distance. And in conditions like this, I wonder if this is a situation where we could see more than one pit if somebody has some problems, if they need gloves, if they need goggles.
100%. You're going to see the guys coming in more often than not, changing your goggles out, potentially gloves there for Ryder DeFrancisco, you know.
Good Lord. He's going to need a whole new bike.
yeah, that's definitely true.
Now, I didn't realize we were going to get some WWE this morning. Throwing his entire motorcycle down. I should not laugh about this, but we're a little stunned. Great racing all over the track. People battling for positions. Perhaps that speaks to the urgency where many know you've got to get out there and make that pass early. You don't want to get stuck behind somebody and roosted for 10, 15 minutes. Get your bike sloppy, get your gloves sloppy, get your goggles sloppy. That seems to be what's going on here.
Well, listen, in a traditional race, you have your 25 tear-offs, let's say. You're going to go through those on one lap here. You're going to be running a roll-off system. Well, those roll-offs will have about, 100, 150 pulls. You're going to do 150 pulls in 2 laps here. You're coming in for goggles almost every other race, or every other lap.
Well, the only bad news, or good news, depending on how you look at it for that competitor, is the beauty of this race being live streamed. We have footage to go back to, and perhaps, I don't know if that's something where the AMA referee is going to take a close look, or the staff here at NGPC, not exactly sure how that process works in determining whether or not there will be a penalty. Don't know.
That's going to be up to Craig Hunter and the Prairie Dog for the race referee this weekend to make that decision. That was a pretty brutal move, but at the end of the day, too, it was a racing incident, and I I think it's the second half that we're not too sure about.
Oh, and we've got Patton stuck on track. This is the kind of stuff we're going to be seeing all day. Look at that. Oh, he's trying to rip the handguard off the motorcycle. And if you have never ridden one of these mud races, let's just try to take you inside the mind of a racer, what they have to contend with right now. If you go down once and your glove gets wet, your throttle hand gets wet, your grip gets wet, it's miserable. It's hard to control the motorcycle. You're soaking wet, you're cold, you can't see, you can't grip it properly. Like I said, normally we come to Glen Helen and you worry about the bumps, the ruts. That's what they worry about at the Vet Nationals, the two-stroke Nationals. But here it is about the sloppy conditions and surviving them.
Yeah, like I said, the conditions are the factor here today. It's not just about having the speed to win the race. It's about getting through the race as a racer and as being smart on picking your line choices. It's just it's a tough one here today, and it's going to be for the next hour and a half.
Tremendous aerial coverage by our production team. We want to thank our drone sponsors, IWC Tires, also Seat Concepts. Thank you so much. That's why we're taking a look high above this iconic and legendary facility, the house that Mr. Bud Feldkamp of Glen Helen built, along with his great staff, everybody here, Lori down in the office. Do you know they run about 300 events here a year? They are busy.
They're a busy place. I am a SoCal resident. I'm here twice a week riding the tracks. I tell you what, every single weekend I come here, there's a race going on. Glen Helen is not shy to put races on, and that goes from REM motocross on Saturdays, open practice during the weeks. There's trophy trucks that race here. There's short course that races here. As you can see right there, there's Pro Circuit's training facility right to your right in the Supercross tracks.
Amazing. I love it. I love what Bud's doing. I shook his hand a few months ago and told him, please keep this wonderful place open, because as a former California resident who loves motorsports, I can tell you it's getting tough in this state. This is what we need to do. This is what we need to do nationwide to keep racing alive. We got to keep great facilities like this open. And for the near 2,000 riders who showed up this weekend, you're doing your part. As we take a good look at some of the battles for position, look at how deep some of those ruts are out there. I think some of these riders still really experimenting, trying to figure out the best way around here. It's going to change every single lap. Look at how deep that inside rut is right there. Deceiving, too. You look at it, you think, oh, that looks like a clear path. Next thing you know, you're up to your boots in water.
Yeah, there's just no consistency with the race course. Absolutely, Jack. The track's going to change every single lap. I guarantee you, though, by the end of this race, these pro guys will have that one single line that they come back to through these mud bogs that they know that they're not going to get stuck in. I mean, this corner that we're watching right here, you come back next lap, they're going to have to go somewhere else. It's just going to get too deep.
Well, nobody knows that better than our race leader right now, Dante Oliveira, the two-time winner so far this year, putting in a perfect performance. We'll keep an eye on him. We'll keep an eye on Mason Simmons. We'll keep an eye on Michaela Nielsen, KK. All three of them looking for the hat trick here in round number 3. It's going to be tough to do. And it goes back to a cliche that the great Ricky Carmichael used to use constantly, and that is your championships are won on your worst days. What you don't want to do here is suffer a DNF. You don't want to do anything silly. You don't want to get too aggressive early on and do something that could put you out of the championship chase.
Yeah, this is going to be the deciding factor for this series this year. I mean, we have a mud race. These guys don't really get mud races throughout the year. But if you don't finish today and you're a contender, you're kind of out of luck. We're round 3 already. If you already had 2 bad races, you really need to step up today. And mud race is definitely not what you want on the resume.
Good look at our pit section here, courtesy of our drone coverage by IWC Tires Seat Concepts. This is one thing these teams love about Glen Helen. Oftentimes, at some of these other races, the pits are buried in obscure areas. Here, they get to see their riders every single lap on this main highway, this main freeway, and they will set up for pit stops. Had the opportunity in Honolulu Hills last round to go up and actually watch some of these. It's amazing how quick they can jam gas into those tanks. Sometimes they'll give their rider a little, what do you call those, protein packets or some type of supplement for them. And, it's going to be interesting to see who comes in and when they come in. And we'll see what effect these muddy conditions have on fuel mileage. We saw it last year in Vegas. Remember, all the teams underestimated fuel mileage, and we saw guys running out of gas. I know that's not what they want to do here.
No, that's not what they want to do, but when you talk about the conditions and how heavy mud is, it's something that they need to really look into because they could potentially run out of gas, if they're not doing their mileage right. These guys potentially could be pitting twice today for fuel because of how heavy that mud is compared to the drier tracks.
100%, and not to mention, if you go down, the bike ends up on its side, you could lose even more fuel that way. So, it really adds some different storylines, some twists and turns, but here's more of the same. Here's your 4-time champion who looks like he's having a nice, easy Sunday drive so far. Knock on wood. Don't want to jinx him. Yes, guys, this is I just did the announcers. He's like, shut up, announcer. Don't give me the announcer's curse as soon as I say he's doing great. But a wonderful save out there by Dante Oliveira with the big number 1 on his back, looking to remain unbeaten this season. See if he can do it.
You got to wonder, he's from NorCal. This guy probably sees conditions like this all the time, being up in the hills of Northern California. I think it took one lap for him to just relax, figure out the lines, and these guys are in for it. I told you, once he got the hole shot, it's just really hard to take down a champion who's used to winning NGPC races. It's just looks fluid. I mean, he's got he almost just crashed right there on the ridge.
I think we're giving him the announcer's curse. I really are, because what you're saying is so true, but the other side of that, which we were delving into moments ago, is the unknown. The fact that he's leading this every single corner he hits, he's not sure what happened there before. Was there a crash there? Did somebody go down? Did the line change? Is the water now running in a different direction? Is something that looks dry, slick, and sloppy? That's what Dante has to deal with. But, guys, he's one of the best in the world. If you don't believe me, take a look at some of his finishes. Finished 3rd at 6 days in the world. Said that his goal is to win 6 days. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we also have another member of our broadcast team, your brother, Troy Garvin, working hard. Let's see if we can send it down to Troy.
What's up, guys? I'm down here in the pro pits right now. A little bit of an update. So if you guys didn't hear already, Ryder DeFrancisco on that TLD gas out here on the 450, him and Heft coming together. He just left the pits right now. Sounds like they came together a little hard. There might have been a little bit of an altercation, but he just left back onto this track about 5 seconds ago. Other than that, we'll try and keep you updated as much as we can when we hear these guys talk.
Thank you so much. We appreciate the update. Happy to have you as part of the team, my friend, and happy to have those updates, because one thing I want to stress to the riders, again, I've got a lot of feedback after Taft, after Delano. It's, we don't have eyes on every inch of this racetrack, so we try to get as much information as we possibly can. Troy is really helping us. Big shout out to him, and we'll try to follow the big stories as, again, we take a look at your point leader, the 4-time series champion, feeling good, whipping it out over the tabletop, Dante Oliveira.
Yeah, he's looking loose again, and it's just, if no one puts pressure on this guy, he's going to take off. Oh, Mateo stepping up right there in second. Well, I told you, these guys, I think they're accustomed to that slippery slopes that we got going on out here.
Well, what a big advantage, too, to train with your brother, to travel with your brother. We know it's only going to be a matter of time before Mateo steps up. I'm sure Dante shares everything with him. We've seen some great racing families in the past. I think you've heard of James Bubba Stewart and Malcolm Stewart. Seemed to work out pretty well for them training, didn't it?
I think so. I think so as well, man. You got to wonder if the younger brother sees the older brother out front, if that's just going to light the fire under him and see what he can do to catch the older brother. He wants to prove his point, not only to his brother, but to his team. They hired him on to be a podium contender, and he hasn't really filled that gap quite yet in this series.
We'll see what he can do. Today could be a breakout day for him. Mateo out there with his new mechanic this year, Ryan Boyd, doing a fantastic job. Caught up with him before, and I love seeing some of the nuances and some of the different tricks each one of these mechanics will use for a mud race. Ryan was actually putting a little tape on the hand guards. He said that's going to extend the coverage area. That's also going to help the water roll off a little bit. So We'll see which mechanic nailed this setup as well. A lot of them, what they do is they take the filters and they put an extra skin on top of the filter so that the air filter doesn't completely get saturated and soaked during one of these events.
Yeah, there's another little trick to the trade. I don't know if you were down there checking out the bikes, but they put pantyhose over the radiators to cover the mud so the mud doesn't go in and stack and overheat the motorcycle.
Well, whatever you got to do. I mean, let's just hope they didn't take their mom's pantyhose or good set out there. We didn't want to waste that. But guys, if you just joined us, you're watching round number 3 of the NGPC series. Boy, anything can still happen. We've got a long way to go. This is a 90-minute race. Dante Oliveira out in front so far. We will get an update on the women's division, the Pro 2 division. We'll see if Mason Simmons can do it again. Boy, he's been hot this year.
Yeah, another guy that I was telling the story earlier. The guy came from Australia, got on a one-race deal, and he's racing this series. He's the points leader, and he got a deal with RPM KTM to fill out the rest of the year. Talk about a guy that took a chance on himself.
And he's making that pay off right now, and just like all of these racers out there right now. This is round number 3. We got a long way to go before somebody hoists this championship trophy at the end of the year, but it could come down to this event. As we said moments ago, you win those championships on your worst day, and I got a funny feeling for a lot of these riders, this could be the worst day.
It could absolutely be the worst day. Touching on that Pro 2 class real quick, Mason Simmons was running 4th on the first lap. He's right on the heels of our leader right now, of Colton Neck, literally 1 second behind him. I think he's a little comfortable out here in this weather.
Yeah, isn't it too interesting to see how some individuals, they love the dry conditions, the wide open conditions, and others excel in these mud races. We saw it for years in Supercross with guys like Chad Reed. They loved racing in the mud. Out here you have your own mud racers. Seems like Dante has that all-around skill set, which probably to his credit, running at GNCC recently was probably a good warm-up for this.
Yeah. I mean, the guys like Dante Oliveira and his brother and top of the pro guys, these guys are pros for a reason. They can ride in all aspects. The champions, though, they shine in every condition, and I think that's what we're seeing, or Dante's kind of alluding to with all of his skills today.
Yes, he is, guys. We'll give you a running order and get back out on track here in just a little bit as we take a look high above beautiful Glen Helen here in Southern California, San Bernardino. As, again, we ask you to take a look on live scoring. I'm taking a look at live scoring. Is Ava Silvestri leading the women's division?
That's what it looks like.
Big shout-out to her. Looks like about last time by about a 7-second lead over KK, Michaela Nielsen. Somebody down as well. I can't. And maybe that sums up just how arduous and trying it is out there. He just dropped his bike. He said, forget about it. I'm on the wrong side of the motorcycle. I'm not going down the hill with this thing.
Oh, man, yeah, that is just heavy. That bike is heavy.
We got an update, too. The 313 Collier Martinez, unfortunately, out of this race. And Nick, those are those dreaded 3 letters I talked about, DNF. We're going to see it a little bit today. Yeah,
I know. And Collier has been trying to make a statement, getting back from his back injury last year at Blythe. It's just not really been going his way, unfortunately. Hopefully, being a younger brother to Cole Martinez, you hope that he's bringing him back up to speed as quick as possible. But hopefully it's just a bike issue, nothing serious.
I want to say a big welcome, too, to all the factory employees that are here. This is the heart of racing, Southern California. So great to be back here. I know, speaking with the Red Bull KTM team, a lot of individuals from that multi-million-dollar facility in Temecula are here with us. It was great to chat with Donnie from Yamaha, and big shout out to Yamaha for increasing their contingency. We also want to thank the official motorcycle of the NGPC, and that is Beta. And I had an opportunity, Nick, it was so awesome on Friday, to have a long conversation with Carlin Gardner, who is the race team manager. He was out there. We were in the pits of Supercross, but he was talking about NGPC and how important this series is to Beta motorcycles.
Wow, that's super big. I know Beta has been really making a push. Looked like Benny Bloss ripped the top 10 last night at the Daytona Supercross, but seeing that they want that Beta bike to be on top, not just in off-road, but also all the way around in Supercross and motocross, and putting themselves in front of the big show.
Well, which manufacturer will win the big show out here in SoCal? We will find out soon, but don't go anywhere because we're just getting started. Round number 3 of the Parts Unlimited NGPC series presented by FMF, hosted by the Prairie Dogs, powered by Honda. We'll be back right after this.
Yo, get the speaker box loud, hitting that stuff till you hearing that sound.
You know, you see, I can see the lever.
On the bike, you can stand up.
Yeah, we were doing this like whip comp thing. I got them, covered.
We welcome you back to the Parts Unlimited NGPC series presented by FMF, hosted by the Prairie Dogs, powered by Honda. Jack Corpella, Nick Garvin here with you. We're off to a ferocious start on what has been a quagmire, a waterlogged, rain-soaked Glen Helen. We'll try to update results and leaders as we get them. Right now, we can tell you in the 450 category, it is a battle of the brothers. Dante Oliveira, Mateo Oliveira, 1 and 2. In the 250 category, Colton Eck holding off Mason Simmons. And how about this? In the women's class, Ava Silvestri trying to get her first win of the year. If she can hold off KK, she's a few seconds ahead of her, Nick.
Yeah, you know, the one thing with Ava Silvestri, she's from NorCal as well. She rides with the Oliveira brothers a little bit here and there. So, again, not shy to the weather conditions. It's awesome to see her on her gas finally kind of getting out front and maybe getting a little comfortable.
Might have been some special preparation, a lot of smart minds in the pits, a lot of great coaches. Heck, when you got factory Red Bull KTM behind you, when you got guys like Roger DeCoster that you can go talk to during the week, you have a little bit of an advantage. He's seen a few things. Speaking of seeing a few things, take a look at this racetrack. Look at how rough and choppy it is getting. Beautiful sun out here in Southern California. That's what we expected. We just didn't expect this much rain.
I'm just catching a bright eye right here in front of us, Jack. It looks like Colton Eck and Mason Simmons are coming in together less than a second apart. These guys are, look at right there. They're going 1-2 into the finish line.
Yeah, Simmons has done a great job. I talked to him pre-race. He feels like his GNCC experience is really going to help him. And if you guys are West Coast wondering what the heck is GNCC, I'm sure a lot of you know. I kind of look at NGPC as GNCC West. The thing is, out here in Cali, you don't have a whole lot of woods, a whole lot of single trail. Right. It's more wide open. You go to the East Coast, it's more tight woods, single track, and really talented riders excel in both conditions. Simmons is one of those guys. As we take a look at pit road, do we have any pit stops coming up yet? Perhaps not yet, but I think they'll be thinking about it soon. Some of the KTM boys waving the terrible towel. No, it's not a Pittsburgh Steelers game. It's the KTM crew cheering on their posse.
Yeah, that's Colton Eck right there in the battle, headed back out onto the top of Talladega. I want to say, though, that it might be JP Alvarez. I kind of grabbed a glimpse of the 192. I'm not too sure. We'll have to catch back up and see who that is.
JP's been having a fine season. How about, too, another story that I was able to talk about during call-ups. His brother, young Tristan, stepping up on a 150, KTM 150, to run the 250 category.
Yeah, I mean, way to just put it, go just step right up. He's young. He's 16 years old, riding the 125. I remember I heard a comment at Taft. His brother was talking a little trash to him, saying, I podiumed on the 125 in the class. It's your turn before you bounce up to that 250F.
Iron sharpens iron, and sometimes having that big bro push you in that way is what can make all the difference and really push you into superstardom. Look at this beautiful view out here. Is this as green as Southern California gets? I mean, normally we'll come here in the summer and it'll be a whole lot of brown, but you can tell they've had a lot of rain here this spring, and that has what has given us these very challenging and unusual Southern California conditions.
Yeah, I want to touch base real quick on the top 3, 4, 5, and almost 6. They're all separated by almost 1 second, Jack. That battle for the podium is shaping up to be a good one, and they're only about 4 seconds off Mateo. So that's the top 5 is going to be a fight to the end.
Well, we'll continue to keep a close watch on it. Remember, it's about a 7-mile course here. Was originally supposed to be about 9 miles. Big shout out to Trevor Hunter of NGPC, his dad Craig Hunter, two of the big officials here, and they were able to make the alterations we needed. I'll tell you this, I don't think we wanted to run that full 9 miles after the rain came in. There would have been way more DNFs, way more crashes, so they did a very astute, intelligent job of cutting out some of the troubled sections.
Yeah, I could tell you, one of those sections, we had a mud bog yesterday, peg deep, almost seat deep, and Cole Martinez was the lucky one to find that mud bog yesterday.
You never know what this course will throw at you when things are this wet and this sloppy. Great aerial coverage. We want to say thank you to our drone sponsors, IWC Tires, Seat Concepts, for being along, as well as all the sponsors who make it possible here at the NGPC, especially Honda, who powers this live broadcast. Prairie Dogs there as well. How about nearly 2 5,000 riders coming out to show their support. I think it is safe to say the dirt bike game, motocross, supercross, Grand Prix, it's all alive here in Southern California.
Yep, that's the place to be. It is still the place to be.
It really is. It's where all the manufacturers are. The rest of the motorcycle world's in Daytona Beach, Florida, but we are here in Glen Helen, loving every single minute of it. And I guarantee you this, having just been in Daytona, there's a whole lot of people in Florida watching this live stream right now, giving it a share. Thank you guys so much. As I talked about, Beta, the official motorcycle of NGPC, Dare DeMartille currently running third, I do believe. I know Carlin Gardner, who is probably on his way back from Daytona, is watching his man. As I think, unfortunately, Dare might have slipped back to fourth as Austin Walton is on the move on the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna factory bike.
Again, with those top 4 guys or 5 guys, they're all separated very close, so I bet you they're battling for position almost every lap, which makes it that much more fun and interesting going into these later laps. Jack, these pit strategies come into an effect here. Who's going to go in first and who's going to come out first is going to be the question.
A good question indeed, as we thank you for watching this third round of the NGPC presented by Honda Motorcycles from famous, iconic, legendary Glen Helen Raceway, San Bernardino, California. Off in the distance, you see the off-road course that we sent Pro 2 and Pro 4 trucks around for so many years. They still compete out here. Some of the aforementioned courses that you mentioned, it is a house of speed. Guys, if you ever visit SoCal, make sure you put Glen Helen on your list. And if you're a rider, there's plenty of practice days out here. As Nick mentioned moments ago, there's guys testing and turning tires out here on a regular basis.
I mean, on any Tuesday or Thursday you come out here, you can see guys like Chase Sexton, Cooper Webb, even Aaron Plessinger, anybody from Factory KTM. You see these guys out here on occurrence on a Thursday, out riding and shredding. You could ride with your almost favorite pro guy out on a weekday out here at Glen Helen.
That is so cool. There is no place quite like Glen Helen. It has a certain aura, a certain mystique. And the question is, who will be standing atop the podium when we get done today? Will it be Dante Oliveira? Will he go 3 for 3? We'll keep an update on him. We'll try to see if we can find that big number 1 once again. Will Mason Simmons go 3 for 3? As we take a look at some of the action down in pit road. Nick, the nice thing for us, the number plates haven't got too destroyed yet, but I can't see that front number plate. He was roosted and abused. No Crisco. I know sometimes they put Crisco on them to try to keep the dirt off so timing and scoring doesn't have a nightmare. Or at least the announcers don't have a nightmare. They have the chips that they can help. It's not like the old days where you needed that. There is our big red number 1, Dante Oliveira, already hitting some lappers. Dante taking a look around. Now, this is the advantage of putting a little gap sauce on the rest of the field. Dante can kind of take his time here. Not that he's getting complacent, but he can be a little more cautious. Doesn't need to ride over his head or take any unnecessary risks. He knows he's got the challenge at hand under control, but lappers are going to be a major factor here.
Yeah, it takes one lapper in some of those sections to create a bog, and if you get stuck behind one guy who can't get his bike started or he's falling over, it's going to take a little bit of time, and these guys are going to have to get creative out there because it's super tight.
It has been one heck of a show, though, and guys, we're only about halfway home. Haven't even seen pit stops yet. Jack Rapella and Nick Garvin here with you. I hope you are loving it on YouTube. Understand we got like a record audience for the NGPC YouTube channel, so big ups to them. That's what it's all about. We appreciate it. Guys, as of last year, this coverage was brand new, like we said, so we're trying to get better each and every time out. And the big thing is, 5-6 years ago, it was live timing and scoring like we're watching now. That's all you could see. Now you get to actually watch it unfold. And I know we're not showing you every single turn, but 7 miles of course. I think this production team out here, Ross Fitz Production with Aaron Kennard at the helm, brother of Trey Kennard, Supercross legend, doing a fine job.
I did not know that.
We can't make any excuses for the announcing. We're doing the absolute best we can, so don't worry about that. But the rest of the team, the drone team, all the boys here, doing a great job. I certainly hope you're enjoying it, and I certainly hope you give it a share. And please, guys, if you can do anything for NGPC, thank these sponsors that support the sport. Talking to Donnie from Yamaha earlier in the museum, talked about how Yamaha contingency almost doubled this year. And you were talking about moments ago. You're like, hey, you come out here on a Kawasaki, $6,000 contingency. What a shot in the arm for somebody who could win one of these things.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, I can't tell you the amount of Kawasaki's I've seen this weekend for guys that had they were diehard fans of either Yamaha, their Honda, their Suzuki. The second that contingency program came out, they're buying Kawasaki's. And that starting line is full of Kawasaki's. That contingency that they're spending here at NGPC is huge. And not just here, all on the West Coast, all on the East Coast. I mean, they are really putting their money where their mouth is.
Well, it's factory involvement is what makes motorsports so special, and the factory's definitely interested in what's going on here. Dante got a little cross-rutted, didn't seem to bother him, airing it out over the tabletop. Always a pleasure to talk with that man. We've done a lot of features on him. When we get done with this broadcast, make sure you check out the NGPC feature on the YouTube channel that we did with him from Honolulu Hills. Also did one on the Cycle Drag YouTube channel. And it's just always great to talk to him because he always has such interesting things to say. He's candid, he's off the cuff, and he will tell it like it is.
Yeah, he'll tell it like it is. I think he just glanced over and saw his little bro coming right behind him. I mean, he is not that far back. Mateo is riding really strong. You got the pit row right there.
Could we be setting up for pit stops yet? Is it time? We got pit stops coming. Yellow flag in the air. The Team KTM waves Dante on through. They say, go take another lap. They've got the calculator out. They've deemed he's got enough fuel.
Jack, did you see who was right there, right behind Big Bro?
Was that Mateo? Now, is Mateo pitting? Or are they also waving Mateo out? Whoa.
We'll have to see what we got when we come back.
How cool are those the tunnel crossovers? Another one of the hallmarks of beautiful Glen Helen.
I'm not sure as a racer I like them as much, Jack. I think I've clipped my head a few times on those tunnels.
They are a little scary. The level of respect I have for this track, too, is off the charts. Mark Tilley at Dirt Bike Magazine invited me out to the test day after the Vet Nationals last year, and I just wanted to walk the track. I'll never walk the track again. I'd rather ride the track because I almost slid down one of these hills on my butt because it was so slick. It's one of those things where you're probably actually safer on a dirt bike than trying to walk up and down some of these hills.
Hey, if it's not raining here and it's slick and wet, when it's dry, it's slick and hard-packed.
Well, here's the problem, too. Some of these sections, you know, I laugh, but my one buddy says that the dirt went home 20 years ago and washed off on bikes. Some of these sections are rock.
Yeah,
when
he's
you get
not
into
wrong.
the hill, and when you know what happens when rock gets wet, turns into an absolute slip and slide. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
But doesn't seem to be bothering Dante Oliveira as he appears to be on his way to win number 3, but still a lot to get through. One guy we haven't seen too. We'll have to get an update to see how Ryan Surratt is doing. He was last year's winner. It's been up and down for him. I remember I was asking. I'm surprised nobody has picked up Ryan Surratt at this point. Looks like Ryan running 8th, according to his entry list. Well, we can't go by that. That might be a little outdated. We know he doesn't run for JCR anymore. He's doing it all out of his own pocket. Hopefully Ryan gets an opportunity to get picked up by one of these factory teams.
Yeah, the thing with Ryan Surratt, it's just an unfortunate thing in this game. A guy that's won multiple races, was a championship contender for the last 2 years, and he's kind of just left hanging without anything, and that's just something sad for him. I believe it's kind of how his career's kind of gone. He's always gotten something good, and then it's gone within 2 years, and he's left with nothing to do. I mean, for God's sakes, the guy's riding a 125 in the Pro 2 class today, and that's so gnarly. Such a disadvantage in the Pro 2 class against the Pro 250s, and not let alone these conditions. He's riding a 2-stroke, underpowered in these conditions, and he's still riding a strong 8th place in this class.
Well, pit road looks to me like you're getting a little antsy. Adrenaline's starting to pick up. It looks like the time for pit stops could be drawing near. It has to be by our math, at least. These crew chiefs are a whole lot smarter than us, but some of these motorcycles are going to need a drink of fuel real soon.
Based on timing, yesterday's practice was about 45 minutes. I'm going to assume that the next lap they come around, they're going to be pitting their motorcycles. They almost have to. Like I said, this track is super deep with mud and ruts. They're burning a lot more fuel than they typically would with all that draw from all that weight from the mud.
According to live timing and scoring, about 47 minutes have elapsed in this race so far. We thought perhaps The factory Red Bull team may bring Dante in and get it out of the way. Sometimes that's what they like to do. They instructed him to go out for another lap. I wonder how many of these teams fell into the copycat scenario where they just said, we're going to follow the leader. Oh, look at this. Great battles coming through.
We're going to see Sirac come through here right now. He's making the right. He's the second motorcycle on the KTM two-stroke. Look at him right there. Oh, he goes right by us, just blowing all pinned. He's just pinned on that thing.
Here's what's cool about Glen Helen, too. Check out this section that dries very well, as evidenced by the shot you're looking at right now. We have 2 and 3 feet of water in some sections, and this section's perfect. This is like what it would look like in the summer after a watering truck touched it up. So some sections drain very, very well and dry quickly.
Well, I got to say, Jack, that's the lowest part of Glen Helen's racetrack. Well, it's all that water funnels right down into there. All that sand goes right into there. You're seeing layers of sand. That's what they want to be racing on in this whole track, and that's all they're getting of sand at this race course.
Yeah, those are perfect conditions right there. That is great. That's normally where we'll see it get very, very dusty. And ladies and gentlemen, I understand the third member of our broadcast team, Troy, has an update. Troy, let's send it down to you.
Hey guys, I'm down here in the pits, just walking through, and I'm starting to see more and more pit boards coming out. A lot of these factory teams are trying to do what they can right now, seeing if they're going to either do this lap or the next one. A lot of the KTM guys like Dante and Mateo, we should be seeing them pit this coming lap, but we might see more guys go out for one more just because the pit strategies might work in their favor that way, just to get ahead in the mud. Other than that, I'm going to keep trying to find anything I can for you guys and bring it to you live.
Well, Troy, thank you very much. We certainly appreciate it. So that is what we expected. Pit stops coming this lap unless there's something really unforeseen that we're not privy to. But you can tell these teams getting ready, those fuel jugs starting to come out. And like I said, had the opportunity to stand right there in Honolulu Hills because we were not live streaming. I had the opportunity to walk around and check things out. And I was just floored at how quickly they can fill up these tanks with that quick fill system.
Yeah, so it's incredible how fast they can do this. But Jack, I have a question for you.
Yes.
You got Dante and Mateo both coming in within 5 seconds of each other.
Woo.
What mechanic gets them in and out quicker?
Friendly competition breeds success, and there's a friendly rivalry even if you're on the same team. Bobby Dawson versus Ryan Boyd, the new man. New mechanic doing a great job. Bobby's got a lot of experience under his belt, having worked with Dante for a long time. Ryan's brand new, and he's absolutely loving it. But I will tell you this, as is all the factories out there, they do their homework, and they know they're hiring talented people, and they've got 2 good ones out there. Uh-oh, somebody just went down in the pits.
Oh, yeah, looks like he grabbed that tough block. Maybe might have fallen down there. He's up on his way, no problem. But as I was saying there, the racers are meant to go out and they practice. They're paid to do their job during the week, correct?
Sure.
The mechanics have all week long for race situations, things that happen during the race, how fast they can do these things, who practices the most, and who executes when the time is right.
In any form of competition, if you want to be the best, you have to excel in every area. And I promise you, just like we talked about the racers being out there on a Tuesday and Thursday, turning tires, putting in those laps, practicing, the crews are doing the same thing. They go over these, they stage pit areas, they practice. Practice makes perfect. It's a cliche, but it is oh so true as we watch all these teams get ready to go. They've got that race fuel ready to dump into these quick fuel cans.
Yeah, it's just so awesome. Look at all the people. All these pits are packed. I mean, I used to come to these races, and there'd be maybe 60 total people in these pits. I mean, look how big they are getting. We got factory Honda, factory KTM, factory Gas. I mean, Yamaha. All these guys, Honda, Purvine's Yamaha. It's just incredible to see this series grow.
A wonderful turnout for sure. Thank you guys for continuing to support the NGPC series as we take a look at your 4-time champ. I thought it was Dante. I couldn't read the numbers. Is that help me out? That's the gas guy? Is that Ava?
Yeah.
Ava Silva. Okay, so here's the question: is Ava leading, or did Michaela get around? Whoa, Ava! According to our live timing and scoring, big ups to this young lady because she is holding off Michaela Nielsen. Ava out of Redwood City, California on the Gas EX250F. She was also the 2022 and 2023 West Hare Scrambles champion. Could be putting in the ride of the year for her.
Yeah, and that West Hare Scrambles championship that she has under her belt, these are the conditions she's used to riding. Wet, rocky, slippery, through these trees-ish. Whoa. And KK is really hanging it out right there.
That's KK. I give you mad credit for that's the 51. I was almost going to compliment you. Like I said, it looked like KK from the front.
Her. That is her. She just runs. Yeah, that's her. She's got number 1, but her 51 is what she races in the other series.
Okay.
She's saving that number 1 jersey for better conditions, I think.
Boy, they're really trying to confuse me up here, right? How about that?
Yeah.
Well, big shout out to you for knowing that, and big shout out to KK as well. And interesting to note, KK did not pit there, right?
No, she's going to skip the pit. But, again, they're on their 4th lap. So we should be seeing the guys right now coming and starting their 5th lap. We're going to be seeing them pit the following lap for sure.
Well, I got to believe they're cutting it close on fuel from what mechanics told us pre-race, but we'll find out here real soon as we show you some more scenic, vibrant sights here high atop Glen Helen, courtesy of IWC Tires, Seat Concepts, all the great sponsors making it happen. We appreciate each and every one of you. You are watching round 3 of the Parts Unlimited NGPC series presented by FMF, powered by Honda. Who do we have in? Watson into the pit areas. A little bit of a leisurely pit, pat on the back.
Yeah, that's Brendan Watson leading the 125A class right now, headed out for his 4th lap. Looking good. Man, look at all the amateur classes coming in. It's awesome to see. Wow, he's ripping that 125.
He is ripping. That's important to note that there are primary 3 pro classes, 450, 250, and women's, but we've also got the 25-plus experts out there. What other class do we have out there, Nick Garvin?
Oh, man, we got women's A out there. We have 125A, 2-stroke A, 4-stroke A, 25-plus A. I think I got them all besides the pro classes, but who knows? There's all kinds of A's out there.
You take a look high above San Bernardino, California, the 215 freeway, the 15 freeway. And you're taking a look at a man who's using this racetrack as a freeway, Dante Oliveira. It has been a Boffo flawless performance for him thus far today. Here, it looks like he's coming in.
Wow.
Bobby Dawson, he's going to shove that IMS quick fill tank in there. New pair of goggles for him. Might get a quick supplement in the mouth.
Walton. Looks like Mateo's nowhere to be found. Oh, there's Mateo right there. Austin Walton's coming in second. Mateo's right behind him. Let's see who gets out of this pit first.
That was an incredibly quick pit stop for Dante. He's out of there. I got to say, big advantage, Dante. Looks like Mateo might be held up a little bit.
Yep.
We got a position change, too. You know, we talk about how important these pit stops are. Mateo, I don't know if maybe there was something he needed. The bike needed something. Nonetheless, he lost a position on the pit stop.
Walton is a dog, guys. This guy's going to claw his way to the front if he can. If he gets any wind of Dante, look for Walton to really pressure Dante. I mean, this guy, once he sees him, it's game over typically for a guy like Austin Walton.
Still a lot of pit stops left to take place. And as you can see, don't count this one over by a long shot because Dante Oliveira's margin is not that vast. I'd say he had about 10 to 12 second lead on Walton.
Yep.
And Mateo wasn't far behind as well. Oh, man. Look at how deep that rut's getting. That could be a real problem. You go down to that. That's some GNCC action right there as we go from a highway to basically just one line. It's looking more like a bull turn.
Oh, wow.
Out there in the pit area. Look, you have to take your time. You're not going to get 2 through there at a time. Some of these racers start to get impatient or get frustrated. You could have some problems in that section of track.
A racer that I missed out there, Cole Martinez actually moved his way into third. It looks like he might have gotten him before the pit. These guys, the top, like I said, 3 through 6 right now are all separated by about 10 seconds.
What a race we are watching today, guys. Round number 3 of the Parts Unlimited NGPC series presented by FMF, hosted by the Prairie Dogs. We are powered by Honda. Jack Rappel and Nick Garvin here along with you, watching live on the NGPC YouTube channel. Whether you're watching live, whether you're watching on demand, make sure you drop us a comment and let the series know, let the sponsors know how much you appreciate this live coverage on your device, on your TV, As we continue to follow the big storylines here, riders coming into the pits, the IMS quick fill tanks are out. Nick, who do we have in there right now?
That's Colton Eck in first, and that's Mason Simmons right there in second. They're coming in together. Let's see who gets out first. That's Eck.
Eck is out. Let's check the margin. This is the battle for the lead in the 250 category.
Oh, wow.
Looks like it looks like Simmons wasn't far behind.
Yeah, he was right there. I mean, that's the race we kind of want to follow throughout the day. I mean, we're an hour into this thing almost. They got about 35 minutes left. Who can hang on? Look at that track, Jack.
It is. It's getting nasty. It's starting to be a little bit more like the Glen Helen that we know. It's starting to dry up. Luckily, no rain during the race. We'll knock on wood when we say that. And the Cali sun that has been out now for, let's see, about 58 minutes of race time, according to live timing and scoring, is starting to help. But look at the deep ruts out there trying to navigate. It is not hard to get offline.
You recognize that section there, Jack?
Oh, I sure do. I'm glad to see that KTM rider still not stuck in that giant hole. Still waiting to see what the potential discipline or penalties may be. I know Craig Hunter, he's kind of like a rough and tumble guy, but when he sees the replay, when the AMA referee sees the replay, who knows? We'll have to wait for the official call on that one.
That's going to be a tough one, man. I mean, I don't know. that was just awesome to see. I just... you never know what to expect out here. I'll tell you what.
Never know what to expect. We always certainly promote sportsmanship, but we know sometimes tempers run high, frustration runs high out there. Again, I'd have to see the incident again. Maybe he was just trying to get one motorcycle off of his.
Yeah.
And he's not the guy that put a 10-foot trench there, was he?
No, I don't think so. Who knows if he knew he was throwing that bike into a trench, right?
We got another battle, though. This is wow. Great pass out there. And like I said, the lap traffic is going to make a huge difference out here as this place just continues to get carved up and nasty. Now, Nick, being that you've been out there so many times, what's your strategy for the double tunnel crossover if you're competing with somebody?
Geez, I don't know the strategy. Duck your head and go for it.
Just duck your head and go for it. Yeah, not too many options right there. That's what's so cool about this track, though, is there are some sections where we've seen 3 wide and it is just a highway, and then some sections that are single track. Keeps these riders guessing.
Yeah, this Glen Helen's a place of versatility. I mean, honestly, even when it's not wet, this track is just, it breaks down unlike any other tracks. You never know what to expect. You never do.
Well, I will tell you what you can expect when it comes to the Blue Crew, when it comes to Yamaha, and that is a whole lot of factory support, a whole lot of contingency. I spoke with Donnie earlier today, and check this out. They are providing factory support to all the Yamaha riders. Let's go to Donnie from Yamaha and hear what he had to say earlier today.
In any form of motorsports, it's factory support that really makes it happen. And we want to thank Donnie Luce of Yamaha. Thank you so much, Donnie, because this race, we've got almost 2,000 riders out there, so many of them on Yamahas, and the contingency you offer and the support you offer is off the charts. What is the response you've been getting from the racers out there for being here?
Well, honestly, with the rain falling here today, I haven't seen a lot of response yet, a lot of umbrellas, but we know they're very thankful that we're here to support their efforts here at Glen Helen. You know, I think the NGPC group puts on a great event. I know they had to change the course a little bit, but we're having great racing.
Well, you just nailed it moments ago with that R word, the rain word, because you're doing something really special. You're offering factory support, not just to the Purvines team and all these pros out there, but anybody with a Yamaha can stop by and get help. Are you a little concerned with this mud? There may be a lot of people looking for a tune-up over there.
No, it's not the first time we've ever seen rain, so we're very thankful. We got a great group over there from Simi Valley Cycles that are here to support all the Yamaha riders, and that's what we do at all amateur motocross as well as off-road, so nothing new to us.
We appreciate it. And Donnie, we know racing is very, very expensive. So the smart racers are taking advantage of contingency. Your contingency keeps going up. How are you guys able to do that?
Well, that's just a testament to Yamaha's commitment to off-road. You know, we've invested $463,000 into this program, almost double what we did in years past, and we're going to be here for a long time to come.
Donnie, thanks so much. We certainly appreciate it. Guys, this is why you have to do your homework and support those who support your sport.
We we thank Yamaha and all the great sponsors, and what a perfect opportunity to pay homage to Yamaha. Look at that signage out here at Glen Helen. They also back Glen Helen Raceway and have done so for a long time. Nick, as I said in that report, support those who support your sport.
Yeah, I think we're looking over. We got a pit reporter down in the pits. Let's go to our third member, Troy.
All right, guys, back here in the pits. Couple stories that we've got going so far. Like I was saying the last time I was on the mic, pit strategies. We saw in this last lap, Dante Oliveira and Mateo Oliveira both taking a pit, but while that was happening, Austin Walton did not take the pit and moved himself into second place. Now, that might be the best strategy going forward because you want to get as much time in front of that third-place rider. So can he build himself enough of a cushion to actually stay in that second-place position? The other interesting fact that I found out there is one of our 250 riders, Tristan Alvarez, brother of JP Alvarez, is out here on his brother's practice bike. Yesterday, during that unclassified, he actually went out and fried his clutch, but his father, Ernie, over on the RPM KTM, actually gave him his brother's practice bike. Pretty awesome to see, as this is a family sport, and we're going to try and keep you guys up to date as much as we can, such as the 4x4 of Ava Silvestri, currently leading that pro women class, but not too far behind is number 1, Michaela Nielsen, on that SLR Honda. I'll try and get you guys as much information as I can going forward, but back to you guys in the booth.
Troy, fine job. I appreciate it. Storylines galore. So much to talk about. Troy is really helping us stay on top of it. So very interesting, the pit strategy with Austin Walton. How low is that Husky right now on fuel?
Yeah, you're going to be pushing the point. I mean, he took a chance. He really did take a chance, Jack. But if anything I know about an Austrian motorcycle, they're fuel efficient. I don't know if I would have pushed it that far, though. I mean, we saw what happened at Prim last year when they pushed it just that far. So we better be hoping that he's going to make it in, or else he's going to be stuck out there for a long time.
Another one of the storylines he touched on, what a boost this would be to Ava Silvestri. I know she has been hunting down Michaela Nielsen for so long. Look at her, feeling good, flowing. That is a young lady who is in tip-top condition. I watched her after the race at Honolulu Hills. Immediately she was putting a protein shake in herself. She said that she just trains like an animal. Look at this big round of applause, waving the terrible towel for her. And is Michaela right behind her? Let's take a look at the gap. I can't read these number plates. Hopefully Nick can. Where's the 5-1? The 1/5-1. 5-1 on the back, 1 on the front.
Yeah.
Trying to confuse us.
I want to go on a limb here and say that she's probably in the pits right now. There was only a 10-second separation, so yeah, there she is right there. So looks like she did just get pitted. That might be a factor there, Jack. Ava hasn't stopped for a pit quite yet, and she's on a smaller tank.
Wow, interesting. So Team SLR Honda, Slam Life Racing, tells KK, come in. Not a bad idea, too. If things aren't going quite your way, why don't you just get that pit stop over with? Not only is it a reset for the motorcycle, it's a mental reset for the rider.
Yeah, strategics, right? I mean, who knows? Experience pays off with the SLR team. I think this is the battle for the lead right here. A problem is Walton has not pitted yet, Jack.
Whoa. Well, definitely the cleanest jersey, the cleanest number plate, one of the only number plates we can read from the front, and that's because he's been out front. That is Dante Oliveira, your 4-time series champion, trying to get the monkey off his back and put the bad luck here at Glen Helen behind him. Dante with an awesome, awesome run. Feeling his flow, and I got to say this, too. Earlier on, when we were talking about just, oh man, skies it out.
That was Austin Walton there.
Walton hunting. What aggression. You think he wants it? Yes, he does. But here's what I'm noticing, Nick, from my vantage point. You correct me if I'm wrong. Earlier on, we talked about the mystery of the next turn. It seems like now that the sun is out, the track's starting to get a little more consistent. We're seeing people pick up the pace. Dante doesn't seem to be as bothered. We're not seeing those 180s anymore. We're not seeing guys slide out of the groove.
Yeah, you know, you're 100% correct, Jack, there. But this is the issue, though, too. When the sun starts to bake a little bit, it does become slippery in those ruts because they're digging into the hard ground. Well, as you said earlier, there's a lot of rocks in this dirt. They start slipping in those ruts. I mean, it's just a mistake waiting to happen.
You have to be ready for everything. And again, that is why we have the most talented riders in the world out here battling. Tire selection, so important. Weighting those foot pegs, so important. That's something that your average fan is not going to appreciate. Just watch the video with Ryan Hughes from this area, and he's talking about all your most important control is in your feet. He spends so much time strengthening his feet, the lowest point on the motorcycle. And somebody having a problem right there. Let's hope he's not incapacitated. Let's hope that motorcycle has not waved its hands in defeat for the day.
Oh, no. Yeah, that doesn't look too good. I wonder who that is. Hopefully it's not one of our guys. We got the 24 of SLR Honda coming in to Tyler Lynn coming in. Looks like he's going to go out for another lap there, Jack.
Yeah, it's hard for us to keep track of who's been in, who hasn't, who needs to pit. But I think Tyler, he pitted last lap, I believe. I think he's good to go.
Yeah, I think we got a little bit of bad information there because we watched Walton get a pit on that lap. They came in together with the KTM group. So Walton and Oliveira are vying for the W right now.
Well, remember that, guys. When you're covering 7 miles of racing, everything that comes out of the announcers' mouths is unofficial until the checkered flag waves. We'll do the best job we can keeping you abreast of everything that's going on. We're seeing it as you're seeing it. Out here on your device, you're taking a look at the lowest point of the racetrack, Pit Road. Legendary and iconic Glen Helen, the 526, making his way around that single line section.
That's your Pro 250 leader right now. Colton X still leading the race. He's still got about a 5 to 10 second gap right now on Mason Simmons. That's really shaping up to be a really good race. Look at Mason coming through right now, looking good, hard on the throttle, exiting, almost getting pinched off there. Oh my gosh. Like I said, there's a lot of A guys out here racing during this race. So once these laps continuously go off, you got guys all over these pits, and it's an open ball game. You got to be careful. It's part of the racing.
Yes, indeed you do. And where is Mason Simmons? He was one of the guys looking to go 3 for 3. Does he have enough time to try to make a charge and catch Eck, or is it X day? As we talked about earlier on, some of these riders really excelling in conditions. Another pit stop happening right now. Is that a planned pit stop, or is that a I need goggles, I can't see type pit stop? We said we may see some of those throughout the day here at Glen Helen.
Yeah, that was one of those pit stops. Like, you probably should come in and get some gas, bud. You need some.
What an intriguing round number 3 it has been so far. The Parts Unlimited NGPC Series presented by FMF, hosted by the Prairie Dogs. Today's live stream presented to you by Honda. Taz Insurance, IWC Tires, Seat Concepts, Beta Motorcycles, Precision Concepts, and all the other great sponsors that we have here with us this year. We want to say thank you. As you know, these live streams, they cost a few bucks. So thank you, guys. They just keep getting better each time out, and it's because of the great industry support.
Yeah, that's the name of the game, right, Jack? I mean, off-road motorcycles, any type of motorcycles, it's all about support, getting those sponsors out there, people coming on board for this series. It's huge. Like I said, I've seen this series grow, and it's awesome to see the big sponsors finally getting on board with the NGPC series because you know what? This is the place. This is the biggest racing series on the West Coast, and if you're not racing NGPC, you're not doing something right. You need to come out and race these races. Classes for everyone across the board. We got classes for 5-year-olds all the way up to the 75-year-old racer.
And you'll see it, which I love. You know, that's what is so great about this sport, that it really doesn't matter what machine you're on. If you're talented, it's the great equalizer. In fact, I stood here at the Vet Nationals and watched an individual in his 70s on a Mako 490 pull a whole shot against modern bikes. It can happen sometimes if you're talented like that. Myself, you could put me on a brand new bike, and I wouldn't be able. I'd be getting lapped on lap 1 by some of these guys that are so talented.
I think, Jack, one of these races, you're going to have to race a Saturday race.
I might have to try it. The only problem is I may be broken in half and may not be able to talk anymore. I might be better served up here, as I spent most of my motocross career on the ground.
Oh, no.
But I love every single minute of it, and it makes me respect the talent these teams have more and more. You look at a guy like Dante Oliveira, just, you know, the potential. As a nice little cluster and a nice little battle all over the track. As we do try to shout these out just the best we can. As I said before, they're hard for us to read some of these number plates after they've been absolutely abused and roosted all day long. Speaking of what's coming up next here at Glen Helen, We're only about 30 days away from the two-stroke nationals. Nick, I don't know if you come out to this one, but boy, what a treat that was last year to see the two-stroke nationals here at this fine facility.
Yeah, speaking of the two-stroke nationals, how was that first start last year? It was kind of ugly.
Oh, my gosh, it was. It was. Thank goodness nobody's seriously injured in that one. But to see people like Carson Brown and Mike Brown and see some of the different ingenuity and designs that you see here as we take a look at Team Gas coming up. I think we got a development here, Nick.
Yeah, this is Dustin Davis right now. He's leading the four-stroke A-class. For you off-road folks, his dad is champion, West Coast 125 champion. I believe it was 1997. Ty Davis.
Ty Davis, absolute legend. Look at the problems. I told you that corner, that's got to be a change of pace. You're going as fast as you can on these open highways, and then all of a sudden you got to slam on the brakes and go single track on a berm that just keeps getting bigger. Oh man.
God, there's a
Look
big
at the
kicker.
rebound on that suspension.
Yeah, man. Even kids like him, Dustin Davis, when he's leading the A-class, still makes mistakes no matter what it is. But awesome, like I said, father of Ty Davis, off-road legend of this sport. I mean, Ty Davis ran his own team for many, many years, Factory Husqvarna being one of them. Montclair Yamaha being another. Ty, he's no stranger to this sport, and it shows right here in his son, Dustin.
Absolutely, and I mean, this is the point in the race, too, where fatigue starts to fit in. Dante Oliveira alongside another lapped rider. No incident there. The blue flag waves. They talked about that in rider instructions. If they see that blue flag, that means there's a battle that they're not in it or the leaders are coming through. Get off to the side. Great job by that lapper. Dante gets through with no issues.
Oh, yeah, you know what? They're lapping our pro women racer, Ava Silvestri, right now. Austin Walton kind of getting hung up by Ava right there going up the ridge.
Ava, that's a tough spot there, too, because we don't have flaggers everywhere. And Ava, what are you going to do if you're Ava? She might think that's KK behind her.
100%. I mean, what can you do, right? I mean, all she knows is there's somebody behind her, and you're right. It could be Michaela Nielsen right on her toes there, but we just saw what this racetrack could do, not only in just small portion of the track, but also out there. What happens when you got racers in a tight area? What do these pro guys do? There's sometimes nothing they can do.
Kind of a funny incident that we had here at Honolulu Hills, too. I was standing at the finish, and the way it works in a Grand Prix finish, when the checkers wave, everybody comes off. It doesn't matter what lap you're in, and it just so happened Michaela Nielsen was right there, right at the end when Dante crossed. It looked like Michaela was in second. I told her, Dad, great job. He's up there running with Dante. But you know what? Kudos to her. It may have even been smart strategy. Kept her from having to run another lap.
Another opportunity for a mistake. So good for her for eyeing that out. There's KK right there. She's coming down the east side of the ridge coming into the REM track, which is awesome. We'll see how close she tightened up that gap that last lap.
Here comes showing off the 199. Perhaps an homage to the great Travis Pastrana. Flying on the gas.
Yeah. Clayton Roberts, he's a Pro 2 champion of the National Hare and Hound Series. Got his first pro victory last year when he opened. He rode the last race in the open class and got a third overall. So he kind of statured his place to see what the future holds for him.
Still some really nasty, sloppy, lagoon-like, quagmire-like sections on this racetrack, but I would say some parts are really, really coming around. Some parts looking like you could throw seeds down and grow corn. The soil was so good. So it's quite a mix, and that's what we expected. We expected it to change every single lap.
It looks like the sun is kind of going away there, Jack, and the clouds are coming back, huh?
Clouds are coming back, but these motorcycles have done a great job drying out the racetrack. And at this point, Dante Oliveira knows it like the back of his hand. He's had a lot of seat time this weekend, and that's been a factor as well. His crew told me, though, very interesting, spends most of the time on the practice bike. They will bring two bikes.
Wow.
And he did take his primary bike out there for a little bit today. Oh, look at this. Dante having a hard time getting around this lapper. Again, the blue flag, I'm sure, waving at some point, but
yeah, that is a tough.
That's also a number one. I don't know who that is.
That's JP Alvarez.
That's okay.
The brother Tristan.
That's Tristan on a 150.
Yeah. Well, he's riding his brother's practice bike today because his bike broke yesterday in the A race.
Okay, now who do we have here? Is this
Walton.
Is Walton? Okay, so not too much of a gap there between Austin Walton and Dante Oliveira. You're looking at about a 10-second gap. Oh man, I'll tell you, Austin is really he likes hitting that as a kicker. Dante isn't doing that. Dante runs to the right side.
You got the smooth rider and the bulldog, Jack. You got the, you know what I mean? It's just, I gotta say though that Ava kind of slowed up Walton there. He lost a lot of time. He's got to catch back up. I mean, he was closer than he was leading the last lap coming into the pit or coming into the chicane. Now he's 10 seconds back. It's just that's a hard one to bite if you're Austin Walton.
Well, Dante knows this. If he makes one mistake, one slip up, competition is right there. Is this Michaela? Is this Michaela? No, who is this?
That's
that Michaela.
KK,
That's
yeah.
what I thought. Looked like KK from a distance. She looks like she may be shaking off some arm pump.
Oh yeah, I mean, how could you not? She's probably holding on tight out there. It is so muddy. Oh, look at she makes it look easy.
She really does. She really does. Had a great time talking to her this year, and her switch over to Team SLR really has found a good home there, and said that the Honda was hardly any learning curve at all. It just, especially with the adjustments that her team made, she just felt very comfortable on that bike immediately. Speaking of Honda, we want to thank Honda for powering today's broadcast, our live stream sponsor. Thank you very much as they come out of the tunnel here at Glen Helen. So many racing legends, too. You talk about anybody who is anybody in the sport of motocross has raced here at Glen Helen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is the racetrack that everyone's been to and loved. And at one point, this was the series championship ending for the motocross series. At one point of the racing series. What do we got going on there?
We'll have to see exactly who this is.
Is that Ryder D? Oh, that's our guy that got a bike got flipped.
Oh, and he's back at the 34. What a turnaround! What a show of toughness, and that's perseverance. Actually, not even as dirty as we thought right there. After that thing was doing a burnout in the ditch, creating about a 10-foot divot.
I'm surprised he's still out there. He was really in that hole. I mean, he had to be 6 feet down in the ground.
It was tough, guys, as we wind through the final stages here. Taking a look, 120, Craig Hunter on the phone right now with race control. Remember, this race is a minimum of 90 minutes, but they will use their discretion as to when they throw the white flag. They want it to end. It's not 90 plus 1.
Correct.
So we'll see. It looks like right now, though, they're in that gray area where this could be a longer race that it won't be under 90 minutes. I'll tell you that.
No, it won't be under 90 minutes, and they are going to throw the white flag coming from Race Communications right now. They are going to throw that white flag coming up on this next lap.
All right, so we are winding down here. Time running out on round number 3 of the Parts Unlimited NGPC series presented by FMF. Hope you're enjoying every single minute of this. We've got 0.07 of a second separating Dante Oliveira and the 50 of Austin Walton. Austin really turned it up. He knows what he's got to do. Is Dante fading it all? It's not an individual who gets tired, but is Austin finding another gear?
I think he found the speed today to match Dante Oliveira for sure. I mean, again, mud is the greatest equalizer in the world, and both those guys can ride the mud, it looks like. We got Preston Campbell right there, Honda representative, going back out for his next lap.
Well, we are racing to a finish here in Glen Helen, trying to see how this is going to stack out. We told you coming in, the story of the series so far this year is winners in all 3 pro categories went back-to-back. We're looking for the hat trick. Dante is in line to do so. Mason Simmons has some work to do if he's going to make that happen, and KK, Michaela Nielsen, has some work to do as well. We could see some new winners here this stop.
I think it's about time we see some new winners at this race. I mean, it's been a great year so far, but we need some new guys at the front. But I tell you what, who's not going to be changing right now is Dante, and I can't stress this more enough. He's a champion for a reason, 4-time consecutive champion for a reason. You guys, they're handing him these wins. He's going to be on a tear. This is going to be a 3-race winning streak for this guy. Who's going to stop him?
Oh, he's Hard to stop, that's for sure. I mean, every single factory team right now, when you talk about factory beta, Dare DiMartino, how tough he is, they're all between Purvines, Yamaha, SLR, they're all sitting down saying, how do we stop Dante?
Yeah, and it's just he reminds me of a guy, the late and great Kirk Caselli. I mean, no one really could stop him. Even on bad days, he was hard to beat, and this is what Dante is foreshadowing, just how good his skills are. No one can really match him. If he needs to go up another gear, it seems like he can go to that next level if needed, and I think it's just that's what it takes to be a champ.
Yes, it does. Big show of support by the crews. So has the white flag flown yet? We'll see if we can get some help here from maybe Craig Hunter. Race Control can tell us. It looks like we're getting awfully close to that time on live timing and scoring. That tells us it's been about an hour and 22 minutes. And I'll tell you, what incredible conditioning this takes to get through this.
There's the finish line right there. It looks like they're waiting for the pro guys to come in. The white flag hasn't been thrown quite yet, but he has it in his hand, ready to throw when Dante and Walton come in.
All right, so we're taking a look right now at the leaderboard. NGPC round 3 here from legendary Glen Helen. The Yamaha finish line. I believe waiting on our leaders to throw the white flag, and then it will be one more time around before we crown champions at what has been a really unpredictable, sensational round of racing, a pivotal round in the championship hunt. Drone coverage looking good. We want to say thank you again to IWC Tire Seat Concepts for making this round what it was. I got a lot of good comments, too, about the drone coverage. People were really impressed. That's something that continues to evolve. We have a great team here, and we thank those guys 100% as we thank everybody involved with this broadcast.
I think what's astonishing to me is they're like, look how clear the picture is with that drone coverage. I mean, it's amazing how far we've come in technology with these cameras and now drones. Super grateful for guys like them. I've worked with them a few times outside of this, and these guys are awesome dudes. Wow, that guy almost lost it right there coming in to the sand section. It is just muddy.
Yeah, it's strange not using Talladega turn here, too. Could you imagine if they went with that today? It was probably a good move to cut that out. That would have been a disaster. We will see that a month from now, though, at the Two-Stroke Nationals. One of the hallmarks of the Glen Helen course. That's what's so cool. There's so many different variations of this course that they can run. A lot of people think it's just a moto track. No, it's miles and miles and miles.
This is the home of the 24-hour, the great Glen Helen 24-hour race. Every single year. Champions of the off-road world. If you guys are a champion, you have won 24 hours or at least been competitive here. At one point, it was the battle of the manufacturer. Who could be the best guy for 24 hours and the best bike?
And you look at how things evolve. It's funny. Back in the day, it used to be the White Brothers four-stroke shootout. That was when four-strokes were in the minority. Now four-strokes have taken over, so what do we have? We have the two-stroke nationals, and that's a celebration of nostalgia where you'll see some pretty cool bikes, too. I know last year, shout out to Team Carson Brown. They brought the world's only YZ 125 Super Mini. It was in a Super Mini chassis, but it was a YZ 125. We'll see all those cool things coming up. And then what's coming up for this series? We'll be in 29 Palms before we know it. Perhaps the fastest race on course. So that's always an unpredictable round. We go from a sloppy mud fest to I'm not going to make I'm not the greatest weatherman in the world, but I'm going to say it's going to be highly unlikely that we get a tremendous rainstorm at 29 Palms a month from now.
Yeah, I can count the handful of times I think I've even seen a hint of rain at 29 Palms. I think we're going to have to switch this race weekend with 29 Palms, you know. I just think these prairie dogs, these poor guys, man, every year we get hammered with some kind of rain. It might be a Friday, it might be a Saturday, or in this case, all weekend long. I can tell you what, I'm over it. It's time to switch the dates. We need to get a dry Glen Helen and show you guys what we can do at this race. This is the mecca of off-road race course, Jack.
Well, seeing the cup half full, I will still take this over what we had last year, if you remember, which was snow. Yeah. We had snow here last year. Thank goodness. I didn't even know it snows in California outside of Big Bear Mountain. So
I'm telling you, man, I've been a part of this club for 15 years. We have rain jackets just because of this dang weekend. I tell you what, I can't tell you. I can't stress this enough. I'm over the rain.
I can tell you who else is over it. I think that's Michaela Nielsen on the SLR Honda, because KK looks like she's having trouble getting to the finish here. Normally one of the smoothest riders out there, but just perhaps not her day, not her conditions, perhaps a little fatigue, as she was getting a little offline there, but still a strong performance for her running second.
Jack, I just got confirmation that white flag is out. Dante Oliveira is leading out on the last lap. Looks like he's opened up his gap to almost about 15 seconds. That's pretty big.
Wow.
Considering where it was last lap. I mean, he is really putting the hammer down. He's almost sprinting his best lap, almost coming right now on this last lap.
Well, there is Dante right there, a bunch of lap traffic behind him. We'll see if we can maybe catch a glimpse at Austin Walton. Is that it? That's not Austin.
Yeah,
that's Austin?
That's Walton,
that
yep.
was Austin. All right, so that looked like less than 15 seconds to me. Austin on the charge. If Dante makes one mistake, one bobble, Austin will be there. This is it, guys. Final lap from round number 3 of the Parts Unlimited NGPC Series, presented by FMF, hosted by the Prairie Dogs, powered by Honda. Will we see Austin get a little air again on his favorite section, his favorite kicker section?
There he goes.
Oh, not too much. Flying low that time.
Making it look good. He's making it look simple. Jack, anything can happen right now on this last lap. Is something, if Dante makes a fault or move, I mean, Walton is there. All it takes is one mistake out of Dante, and Walton is on his heels.
100%. That's certainly the case as the sun shines on which will be a thrilling conclusion here at Glen Helen.
And another thing to look back at, too, is, Cole Martinez is 10 or 15 seconds back off of Walton. Again, another mistake out of Walton, and that pushes Martinez, a guy who's had some tough luck the last few races, back up further into the podium, catch some points up. I mean, that's his big picture for today.
Looks like more lap traffic here. Is that the gas guy? Is that Ava Silvestri?
Yeah,
that is Ava. Not exactly sure how far she is ahead of Michaela, but the white flag for Ava. So she's going to have this is something that didn't work in her favor this time. That now she's going to have to hold off Michaela for a full lap.
Oh boy, this is good. This is it. This is where the big points day could come for her. She needs to finish out this day nice, getting through those mud ruts and being smooth as possible is going to have to be her go-to right now.
The Prairie Dogs waving that white flag. This is it.
There's KK.
There's KK right there. So I'll tell you, not that huge of a gap.
Yeah, I mean, that's close. That's a mistake. One mistake, and she's right on her heels, too.
And it's easy to make a mistake on this final lap. Fatigue has set in. The track is wet. You want to finish. You want to go home. There's lappers everywhere. Still a lot can happen, guys. This is our final lap as we're racing to a finish of round number 3 of the NGPC Series. Keeping an eye on the pro women. Silvestri, Nielsen, Jacobs, and Woolslayer. Your running order. What a battle of the manufacturers. The Gas, the Honda, the KTM, and the Yamaha.
That's cool.
And Colton Eck, there he is, leading the way in the 250 category on the Kawasaki. He takes the white flag. How far back is Mason Simmons? That's the question. Let's see if maybe he pops into view. 3 seconds.
Wow.
3 seconds, which is not a lot. That means we should see him here real soon.
He should be, yeah. Well, right there he is, right there.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. There he is.
He's close.
And KK is 6 seconds back of Ava Silvestri. So could we see some last lap dramatic happenings here?
Oh, boy. Jack, we got battles across the board in the pro class.
We do, and I just wonder if some of these astute veterans have saved it for the final lap. We're about to find out. We are just a few turns away from bringing this one home. Jack Corpella, Nick Garvin with you. We knew that this would be entertaining. We knew it would be thrilling. I hope you're loving it out there in YouTube land. And we've still got a few minutes to decide this thing. Anything can happen.
Yeah, anything can happen. And what's astonishing to me is how close the top 2 in each class are. If you think about it, Jack, they're really only in a 10-second bubble in these classes. And all it takes is one mistake, and those guys are vying for the lead again.
That's right. One mistake, one of those big, giant ruts out there. Look at how deep they are. One lapper who interferes with a leader, and we will flip this thing upside down. Right now, though, Oliveira, Eck, and Silvestri, your 3 leaders, respectively, in all 3 pro classes.
Wow.
You've got Simmons giving chase, Walton giving chase, and KK Nielsen giving chase.
One thing about that top 3, we got 3 different manufacturers in the top in the pro classes. You got a factory KTM, a privateer Hatch Racing Kawasaki, and a Three Brothers Gas of Ava Silvestri. So manufacturers aren't scared across the board here.
And there's your entire top 10, actually top 12 in the pro category. Oliveira, Walton, Martinez, Mateo Oliveira holding on to a good ride out there, top 4. Redondi has worked his way up. Got to give Redondi a big shout-out. He was mad at me, boy. He got me in Honolulu. He said, you didn't cover my pass for 10th. Well, the good news is, Mr. Redondi, we might not have seen that, but now you're in the top 5, so shout-out to you. And as I said before, we just simply can't cover every single turn here, but the more sponsors we get, the better we get at this, the more cameras we're going to get.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the biggest thing is we need you guys at home to spread the word of what we're doing out here at NGPC. The more the merrier. If you want more coverage, well, start spreading the word. We need more people out there spreading that word. God, that rut is really just fighting these riders off balance, huh?
It is. It's nasty. It's hard to contend with. You don't want to get cross-rutted in that one. It'll take you down. As we take a look at the standings in the Pro 2 category, Eck holding on to the lead ahead of Simmons, Zeller, Kai Iao, Ryan Surratt, last year's winner in the 450 category, looking to put together top 5 performance. Pretschar, Tomaselli, Martinez, Simpson, Van Valkenburg, Roberts, and Alvarez. Top 12.
Surratt on a 125, mind you guys.
How about that?
That is incredible. I mean, he's really letting that thing sing today if he's out there in 5th overall or 5th place in the Pro 2 class. That's huge.
Just a few more minutes of racing left to go. We thank each and every one of you for watching us. Don't forget, stay tuned after the race. We'll talk to some of our podium finishers as we normally do, and they're going to have a lot to talk about. Maybe after we hose them off. Not only do we need to hose off the bikes, they're going to be absolutely roosted after 90 minutes plus in the mud.
Oh, boy.
And unfortunately, we can't read any of these front number plates. We'd love to tell you who's coming across.
It is just it's muddy out there. We're waiting for the leaders right now to come in through. We're looking for that. We're looking for Dante Oliveira or Austin Walton. Who's it going to be coming out of the West Ridge? I mean, there's tons of guys out here today, guys.
Yes. Almost 2,000 riders showing up to support this event as we now give you a look high atop San Bernardino, California, Glen Helen, the House of Speed, the Mecca of performance. This place starting to drain, starting to dry up nicely on this final lap. I say that until you go down to these low sections, and look at that. It looks like it rained 5 minutes ago.
What line you taking in there, Jack?
Ooh, the pin it, hold on, and pray line. And here is Dante Oliveira looking to stay unbeaten on the season. A few more turns to go, ladies and gentlemen. Your 4-time series champion, the big red number 1 on his back. Factory Red Bull KTM and so many of their great employees here with us this weekend. We welcome them. Ladies and gentlemen, through the Yamaha chute he held, Dante Oliveira looking for win number 3.
He's looking at, Walton's really close there. We got about a half a mile to go here, guys. I mean, one mistake, though, Walton's there to prance on Oliveira. He is letting it hang out up that hill. Wow.
It really is. Wide open throttle. Walton trying to hunt down the man who has been unstoppable, the man that nobody seems to have an answer for, the man who trains like an animal every single day, the 24-year-old out of Hollister, California, the one and only Dante Oliveira, 4-time defending champion. His mechanic, Bobby Dawson, has got to be over the moon so far. The changes he made to the motorcycle, looking good. A look back for some of these riders are just saying, is this thing over? Get me out of here.
Yeah.
I want to go to bed. I need a nap before we get ready for 29 Palms. Sometimes you have days like that, especially if you went down at any point and you're wet.
Yeah, and this is grease too, man. I feel for the guys that went down today, but it's part of off-road racing. I mean, welcome to NGPC. Rain or shine, baby. Motocross keeps going on. We do not call it in, no matter what. We got Dare DeMartel on that beta coming through right now. I wonder if he's running in the 3 or 4 spot right there, Jack.
Yeah, Dare had a good run going. I talked to his father. His father was talking about the scoop-style tire that he put on, too, the more of a paddle-style tire that he put on that factory beta machine.
Yeah, smart for the mud, traction all over the place. Look at, he's really, looks like he's coming on strong. Might have had a tough day. I mean, he was up there in the beginning of today's race, but his beta is looking good. He looks sharp on that motorcycle. It's good to see a guy like him. He's really the only guy to really put pressure on our champion, Dante.
Yeah, you want to talk about talent, 25 years old out of Lincoln, California. That's a guy who finished 14th at High Point as a privateer, outdoor pro motocross, putting together a great season. As the white flag continues to wave, and we await Dante Oliveira, who will be hunting the hat trick, hunting win number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, unbeaten on the season, your winner, Dante Oliveira, gets it done. A wire-to-wire finish. Hey, how about Walton, though? He came on strong, gave him a good challenge at the end. Rockstar Husqvarna loves it, but look at all the boys. From Factory KTM, there's head mechanic Bobby Dawson, and there's an autograph seeker already saying, great job, Dante, you did it. Wire to wire. Look at that. His face barely even dirty. That's what happens when you lead this thing wire to wire.
He is covered in mud. Look at him. I think that's his trainer right there giving him the good job. I mean, that is awesome to see. Walton finally, what a ride for Austin Walton, Rockstar Husqvarna. I know Anthony Di Basilio is going to be really proud of his rider. This guy's been through the trenches the last few months, and, man, he just finally got up on second, almost got the victory today.
And somebody just came in third. We'll keep an eye on that. Here comes our 250 leader. Is this Colton Eck?
It's Colton Eck. He's got about a quarter of a lap left there. He's headed back up onto REM Hill. Again, this is a tight race, too. I mean, one mistake out of him, and Mason Simmons is right there to pounce.
Yes, Colton Eck looking to get his first W of the season for Team Green, the Kawasaki boys. Can he continue to lead this thing? We'll find out in mere moments. A great day. Nothing like that big high five. As you can tell, Watton pleased with his performance, coming home on top of the box here at a very muddy Glen Helen. What has been a very muddy round number 3, 18 coming in. Checkered flag continues to wave.
There's your Giacomo. There's Giacomo getting 5th today, huh?
Shout out Giacomo. Shout out my man all the way from Italy. What an international happening it is out here.
Good for him. He's got to be happy. That's probably one of his best finishes in the last 5 years. There's Dare.
Good job by Dare on the factory beta bike. Great ride for him. Look at the roost. Look at the roost that was just smacking his helmet. It should not be too much longer before we see our 250 leader come through. Also, keep an eye on that women's battle. We'll see if Ava Silvestri hangs on. I know she's going to be ultra pumped up. She can get the W. Checkered flag waving, guys. This is it. 450s coming in. 250s not far behind. Women still got a few minutes left to go.
Ooh,
a very hard-fought, courageous, intrepid, valiant effort where all these great racers go out here and battle the mud in Glen Helen.
Yeah, Jack, today looks like SLR Honda's Cole Martinez getting 3rd. Mateo coming in a close 4th, and then Giacomo obviously rounding out the top 5. I got to say, you got 5 different manufacturers in that top 5. I say 4 manufacturers in that top 5. If we're going to go with the 6th, with their DeMartel, then we would have 5. But it's really awesome to see KTM Husky, Honda, KTM Gas in the top 5. All sponsors of the series. Yamaha finish line looking nice and sharp as well. Still waiting for that 250 pro racer to come through the checker there.
Yeah, remember, it was a staggered start as we saw in the beginning, so they were quite a bit behind. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes your 250 leader dealing with some lap traffic. He's feeling good. He's on the gas. First win of the year. How about a big congratulations to Team Kawasaki's Colton Eck.
That is huge. That's huge for him. Mason Simmons right there crossing.
Wow, Simmons really closed that gap.
He did, and it looks like Ava just coming through as well. Yep, that is her. So
Ava Silvestri, congratulations, young lady, gets a big win over Michaela Nielsen.
That's huge. Oh, look at that.
Great show of sportsmanship, and you see a lot of our NGPC team members down there along with the Prairie Dogs. Takes a lot of people to pull these events off, so thank you to each and every helper that helped get about 2,000 riders through the finish line here this weekend.
It's awesome to see. Great sportsmanship out of the guys. You can see Mason Simmons. He's bummed about that second place, but you know what? He's going into Hilltoppers with the points lead. KK coming across, getting a hard-fought second today on the SLR Honda. She's got to be happy about it.
Great job by KK and all the racers to keep it on. Anybody who kept her on two wheels today, anybody who crossed the finish line did a great job. It was one of those days, that's for sure. Well, guys, bikes coming through. We've got much, much more coming. We're going to sort this thing out. We'll give you our results. We'll also talk to our podium finishers when we return. Don't go anywhere. Round number 3 of the NGPC series presented by Honda. We'll be right back.
Beta is bringing its signature rideability to motocross with the all-new 4-stroke Beta 450 RX coming this winter, and the now available Beta 300 RX, the ultimate 2-stroke weapon. A rare combination of high performance and undeniable appeal. Forget what you're used to and experience how a motocross bike is supposed to feel like. Go to betausa.com for more info. Reserve one today at a Beta dealer near you.
I'm Jeremy McGrath, and I trust Maxxis tires. It's the only way I roll.
Yo, get the speaker box loud, hitting that stuff till you hearing that sound.
You see, I can see the lever.
On the bike, you can stand up.
Yeah, we were doing this like whip comp thing. I think I got them, covered.
Welcome you back to beautiful Glen Helen as we wrap up round number 3 of the Parts Unlimited NGPC series presented by FMF, hosted by the Prairie Dogs. Big thanks goes to our presenting sponsor of today's live stream, Honda. And speaking of Honda, man, we've seen some great Honda performances. Let's take you to the Taz Insurance unofficial results right now. 450 category, Dante Oliveira remains unbeaten on the season. Austin Walton, a great performance for him, coming home second. And on the box, a gentleman who rides for Honda who is so tough, had a great job, Cole Martinez. And speaking of Cole Martinez, I'm right here with him. It's time to get the broadcast room a little bit dirty because we talked about how muddy it was out there. We talked about conditions. No, he's not wearing a brown shirt, ladies and gentlemen. This is a family-friendly broadcast, so I'm not going to repeat exactly what you said, but I think I heard you say to Austin, you roosted the S word out of me. What was it like out there, Cole?
Oh, man, it was a dogfight. The whole 90 minutes for me. The first lap, the roll-offs blew apart. I don't know if a rock hit him or what, but I had to ditch him going down, I think, is that Boy Scout in the back where the rocks are? Yeah, I guess Boy Scout in the back. I ditched him, and then I had to manage. I was, like, trying not to let everyone get too far away, but I was still getting roosted by everyone. So, yeah, like I said, it was nasty.
What keeps you going in an environment like this when it was so nasty? How do you keep your composure when the track seems to be changing every lap?
I thrive in these conditions, honestly. So I'm really happy how the track turned out. The Prairie Dogs did an amazing job with keeping the races going, and then doing what they could with the track. It turned out to be a great racetrack, and I mean, it only got better throughout the race. I think some of the lines I was taking were a lot better at the beginning, and then I caught up a lot, and then after the pit, the whole track kind of changed a little bit, and I probably should have picked a few better, changed my line setup a little bit. These guys got away, and but all in all, I came from last. So.
You did a great job. Who you want to thank before I let you get out of here and get a much needed shower?
Yeah, my wife. She stands out there, helps us every day, track and whatnot. So you got to give it up to her. The whole Monster Energy Skechers SLR Honda team, Carlos, Juan. It's a tough weekend, when we have mud like this, and the boys have a lot extra work to do. We just on the bike, right? So, I got to give it up to the team, my wife, my family, the good Lord for blessing us to still be doing this. And, we're headed in the right direction, and I'm stoked to be on this track and then the tracks to come. Definitely looking forward to it.
Great job, Cole Martinez. Go get hosed off. You deserve it. Coming home on the box. Third place. Hard-fought third place. That is for sure. As he was talking about, the roost out there was vicious today. It hurt. It was nasty. But what a battle it was in the 450 category as we give you a look at the beautiful Glen Helen sign. Hope you are really enjoying this on YouTube as well, guys. Make sure you're following along with all the action that we bring you here on NGPC. Another guy that I love talking to, second place here today. I told you somebody got roosted, and Austin, unfortunately, Cole said you roosted the S word out of him. How could you?
Hey, man, it's racing, and when you're in front of somebody, you got to do everything you can because the competition is so competitive now. You can't have a bad start, and with the conditions we had today, there was a lot of obstacles for us, so it added a lot of challenge. And there was a lot of guys that went down, and I made some passes between that, and I didn't get the greatest start, and I screwed up how they were basically setting it up for us, so that was my mistake. But we charged hard and kept getting more comfortable with the track, and it never got easier, but I got more comfortable with knowing where to go with it, and there was a lot of sections that you get a little squirrely in and pull out of it and pray to God and hope that you make it.
Well, yeah, you had to be one of the most aggressive riders on track today. In fact, that section right below Talladega Turn, we saw you just using it as a kicker and catching air. What made you decide to do that?
I knew I had to go fast, and because I know, Dante's not going slow, and, I had to do something. I had to pull something out to, and I didn't know no one else was doing that, to be honest. If I was watching, I probably still would have done it because it's a edge that you can get on these guys, but there was definitely a couple sketchy moments there.
Well, big congrats. It was hard fought. Who do you want to thank before you get out of here?
I want to thank the whole Factory Rockstar Energy Husqvarna crew. I can't thank them enough for just the program that they put together for me. My mom for coming out and helping me every weekend. My dad, my brother, they've been involved with my program since day one. I know my dad and brother wish they could be here. Intake breathing for keeping my nostrils open.
Breathe right. That's cool.
Yeah. No, it helps me huge. Pro Taper, just Dave Feeney, my team manager Anthony DiBasilio. There's so many people that I appreciate that just helps with my program. David Barrett, just all the people that are involved with my program. I can't thank them enough because I wouldn't be sitting here today if it wasn't for them.
Austin, thanks so much, man. Congratulations. Enjoy it. Second place, a hard-fought podium finish for the one and only Austin Walton. And ladies and gentlemen, we now bring in our leader in just a second. He is undefeated on the season. What a day it was. Dante Oliveira, the 4-time series champion. Said before, I talked to Bobby Dawson, and Bobby said, Dante and I have never won here as a team. Dante's done so much. I've told you, one of the greatest riders out there. But, Dante, you had to get that bad luck behind you, that curse that you and Bobby had here together, and boy, did you ever. Wire to wire, whole shot, looked like a Sunday drive. Take me through it.
Boy, I didn't know me and Bobby have never gotten a win here, but stoked for that. Got a hole shot and made the day easier for me. I felt just a little uncomfortable, and the hole shot gave me fresh air, and I was able to manage a little more so than fight with the guys and get roosted and whatnot. And I kept my goggles clean the whole race so I could kind of see where I was going and pick smarter lines rather than bang bars with the rest of the guys.
Well, you did, as always, you ran a very intelligent race. We noticed in the very beginning, you being the first one out there, you had the advantage of the whole shot, but you also had the disadvantage of not knowing what was next. How are you able to deal with that? I know you recently just competed in GNCC, did a great job. Do you think that type of experience helped you on a track like this?
I'm not too sure. I've ridden Glen Helen a lot in the mud, and I was patient, rode as fast as I needed to with keeping a gap between me and the other guys. So I just kept my head up and kind of just tried to pick the smoother lines. Didn't really know what I was going to get, but just rode smooth that first lap and ended up working out.
Well, a marvelous job. You are now 3 for 3. Is it too early to ask, are we going for an unbeaten season? Are we going for a Carmichael-esque season out here?
I would love that, but everybody wants to win, so just going to keep on charging. And, I'd obviously love to win every round.
All right, well, thanks a lot, Dante. Who do you want to thank before I let you go?
My parents, my girlfriend, my whole team, FMF Red Bull KTM, IMS, WP Suspension, Bobby Dawson, T-Bone out here with WP Suspension, and the whole team, Timmy, everybody else. Thank you.
Big congratulations, guys. 3 for 3 on the year. Your point leader, your 4-time series champion, looking for an unbeaten season, Dante Oliveira. What a show it was in 450s as we switch gears into the 250s. What an awesome performance it was. As we take a look, Colton Eck finishing atop the box, Mason Semmons second, Colt Zeller third, followed by a bunch of really tough racers. Speaking of Colt Zeller, he's here with me. But first, let's take a look at our entire run order. Taking a look at the top 20, JP Alvarez 11th. How about young Tristan Alvarez on a 150 coming home 13th behind Clayton Roberts? Good job for him. Hayden Hintz out there. That's Trevor Hunter's partner in the desert racing. Great job. But right now, third place, man, what an awesome performance by you. Congratulations. Your best performance of the year. Take me through it.
Yeah. I mean, I had a good weekend last weekend, but it's been a couple rough rounds. I mean, the whole last year was pretty bad. So, I'm happy to be back up here again. I know this is where I belong. So, it was a hectic race. I got a terrible start, and then just crazy first lap. Like the track was quite a bit worse than yesterday. I was a bit surprised, and then I came around first lap and I saw third on the pit board. And I'm like, dude, sick. I didn't even believe it, to be honest with you. But so. From there, I kind of maintained a gap. The first and second pulled away from me a bit, but I feel like I rode a smart race, and with these conditions and everything that went on, I'm pretty happy with it.
Great job, you held it. Who would you like to thank today?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Gainslinger Human Performance. I'd like to thank. Let's do.
You just went 90 minutes hard.
Yeah, sorry guys. Gainslinger Human Performance, CJ's Sports Grill and Turf Club, Husky, EVS, The Lab, Performance, and my dad for wrenching for me, and my girlfriend for coming out, and everybody else I forgot. Thank you so much.
Great job. Congratulations, guys. third place today. What a performance it was. What a show it was. What a battle it was. And told you the storyline coming in was, could anybody stop Dante Oliveira in the 450s? The question in the 250s, could anybody stop Mason Simmons? Well, they didn't completely stop Mason Simmons because he still had a great run, second place. But knowing the true competitor that he is, Mason, I'm sure just one spot less than what you wanted. It looked like you really closed the gap out there today. Tell me a little bit about what it was like battling.
Yeah, it was a tough day. I got a good start, and then second corner I threw it away. I crashed, and I was dead last. Picked it up, was making some moves, and I crashed again. All my fault. Just hit a mud spot I didn't see, and I'm a little beat up right now, honestly, but we're good. Shout out to Colton. He rode awesome today. I caught him. Couldn't do nothing about it. Couldn't pass him, and yeah, I was trying to make a charge after we gassed and just couldn't make it happen. So yeah, shout out to him. He rode good. He's got 2 up on me here now, so I need to sort my stuff out at Glen Helen. But no, all in all, it was a good day. Still at the points lead, somewhat healthy, so it's good.
Hey, well, I'm sorry to hear you're banged up, so we'll let you go get in the hot tub or the ice bath or whatever you need to do after this. Who'd you like to thank before you leave?
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to thank RPM KTM Racing Team, FMF Vision, Solid Performance, Trail Jesters, Motorex, Moose City. You know, my parents and everyone that's tuning in at home in Australia, and yeah, shout out to them. And yeah, just all the other sponsors associated with the team. And yeah, without them, I wouldn't be able to do what I love to do in America. So thank you.
I love it. What time is it in Australia right now? Do we know?
Smoko time, I think. Lunchtime.
Lunchtime. Happy lunchtime, Australia. And congratulations to you. Second place, your point leader, Mason Simmons. A hard-fought performance. And what a battle it was with Team Green, Team Kawasaki's Colton Eck, who really had this track dialed in. Ladies and gentlemen, he is victorious out of Team Kawasaki. He might have the coolest mustache on the property. Your winner today, big smile on his face. Colton, what was it that set you over the edge?
Man, just honestly I didn't think it was a risky move, but I would think I was the only guy on the line with the scoop tire. And that was the move. That set me apart on the start and up all the muddy hills and everything, and that was it. Got the whole shot, and the rest was pretty smooth sailing.
That's interesting you say that. The only person that I saw, I'm sure maybe there were more, but I know Brody DeMartile, Dare's dad, in the 450s decided to go with one. What made your team decide, hey, this is the tire we need today?
Yeah, I mean, Hoosier makes a really good scoop tire, and I tried it yesterday in the AA race, and, man, I felt like I was on a 350. I was just hooking up through all that mud where you'd normally be spinning. So that was all I needed to know, and that's what I picked.
How much confidence does this give you heading into the next rounds, knowing that you've got the speed to be out in front?
Yeah, it's great. I don't really consider myself a particularly great mud rider, so to go get a win in the mud feels really good, and so far I'm the only one to beat Mason straight up, so it looks like it's going to be me and him the rest of this year.
It's going to be a great battle. Who would you like to thank?
I'd like to thank Hatch Racing, Atlas Power Sports, Wolf Voiceover, Kawasaki, O'Neill, Hoosier Tires, Precision Concepts, Bob. He's been putting in the work, man. Countless hours over the last couple of months because we didn't have much time on the bike. So big shout out to Bob. Law Tigers, X-Brand Goggles. Man, everybody who helps out, FMF, IMS. It's a small program we're running, but it's working out, so I'm excited.
Colton, great job. Congratulations, guys. Your 250 winner today, Colton Eck. What a show it was. And it was a show across the board. It was a show in the women's category as well. Let's take a look at your final standings. Ava Silvestri bringing home the win. Michaela Nielsen second. Caitlin Jacobs third. And Ty Wolfslayer, your top four, and what was a hotly contested category for sure. Caitlin steps in with me now. Caitlin, congratulations. That course was crazy out there. Take me through this from your perspective.
Yeah, I was third off the start, but it was a super technical track. I know how Glen Helen gets when it rains, and it got better, honestly, throughout the race, and as lines started to form, and the faster guys were making some pretty good lines, and it started to tack up super nice. So, honestly, those last couple of laps were probably the best laps, even though it was super choppy up on the ridges, but overall in the corners and everything, it got way better.
Well, great job to you. You're coming home on the box. Very tough Glen Helen race. Who would you like to thank for this?
The whole RPM, KTM, FMF racing team, Moose, CD, Alpine Stars, FMF Vision for keeping my vision clear that whole race and not having to check the goggles, and my dad.
Well, congratulations. Hard-fought third place. You enjoy it. Go get yourself a shower. I'm sure everybody needs it. Everybody got thoroughly roosted as we bring in second place today. She switched over to Team SLR Honda over the offseason, has done a great job, won the first 2 races. We wondered, could anybody ever stop the great KK? Unfortunately, 1 position less than what you won today, but I will say you really closed that gap on the last race. What was it like out there for you?
First lap, I just try to ride how the track was. I didn't know what to expect, so I was kind of just riding my race. And then second lap, I came around, finding a little bit of my groove, and just tried my best to catch her, and I caught her. And then unfortunately, a lapper had fell in front of me and on one of the creek areas. But it's racing, so then I just tried to regroup, and we pitted, and I took a deep breath, and I went for it again, and she had pitted a lap after me, and I was on her, and then I was having bike problems, and my bike kind of shut off a couple times, but so I know I needed to finish, and I just tried to nurse it back after that last lap. So, racing's racing, and I'm still in the points lead, so I'm not too bummed about it. I'm just happy to be in one piece, and the bike made it through, so I'm excited to keep it going. It's just a little bump in the road.
Well, I'm certainly glad you're okay. We saw you out there at some points, too, shaking it off a little bit. Was that the bike? Was that a little bit of arm pump creeping in?
No, I was just trying to tell everybody, the bike, but there's no way you could tell the TM bike by, pointing down at it. But, yeah, I'm in one piece and ready for the next round. Things happen, and just still happy to make it through.
You did a great job. Who would you like to thank today?
I'd like to thank the whole SLR team and all the guys put in so much work for this race, and they worked their butts off for this mud race. Fly, Alpine Stars, Scott for definitely keeping my vision good the whole time. I didn't even switch goggles. I was too nervous to take that much time, but just everyone else behind me, thank you. I wouldn't be here without them, especially taking me under their wing, so.
Well, they say your championships are won on your worst days, and you really persevered. So big congratulations. KK coming home, second place. Great job by her. We have some fierce competition in the women's division. And ladies and gentlemen, out of Team Gas with a big smile on her face. Just gave KK a pound. Last time I saw her was in Honolulu Hills when she was immediately drinking a protein shake saying, I'm training hard. I got to get this protein in my body immediately. Ava, congratulations. Very proud of you. You did it. Take me through what was a wild day.
I took a long shot going all the way outside on the start because, both Caitlin and KK went all the way inside. And I was like, well, whatever. Might as well just try it, do what you got to do. Because, last minute, my race bike didn't want to run, so I rode my practice bike today. Didn't have a whole shot device, just switched the wheels over, ran what we got. Like I said, took a long shot going all the way outside. Just the gate dropped, and I just kind of, just pinned it and didn't even look where they were at and just said, I think I got it. And then went out of the vision where everybody could see us, and I kind of made a little bobble. My Dunlop hooked up too good, and I almost looped out. KK got by me and, kind of just sat behind her. She was riding that looked like a little cautious on the first lap, and I kind of was just in a little bit of a full send mode. So kind of got right by her right before we dropped into the Boy Scout, and kind of just after that was just trying to maintain a gap as much as I possibly could because obviously I knew that she's right behind me. So did what we could with maintaining that gap. Was a little worried about the pit stop because I didn't have a dump can today. Like I said, I rode my practice bike, so didn't have a dump can, had to screw cap, so we were worried about that, but we pulled it off and, can't be happier.
Yeah, fantastic. You looked very comfortable and very smooth out there as well. Do you pride yourself as a mud rider?
Yeah, definitely. Growing up in NorCal and racing hare scrambles, basically my whole up and coming of racing, it's a lot of mud. The majority of the time, a lot of the races were mud, and obviously the second series that I currently do race is still the Western Hare Scramble Series, which is, you never know what you're going to get with that as well. So, yeah, I definitely thought it probably would favor me a little more today. So, I had a little more confidence going into today than normal.
And Michaela has been so tough to beat. She's been so dominant in that category. But now, looking at what you've done, whole shot last race. This race, you get the win. How much confidence does this give you that you can compete with her for a title down the stretch?
Yeah, definitely. I knew going into this year I had some redemption, losing the championship by 3 points last year. That definitely stings a lot. But, you got to do what you got to do, roll with the punches and I mean, I knew coming into this year I had definitely had a chance. It wasn't out of reach at all. So, we're happy to finally get the win, earlier than later, obviously. So we're stoked on that.
Who you want to thank, Ava?
Of course, my parents, my whole family, my sister, my mom, my dad, Gas, the whole team over there. They're amazing for me. And Troy Lee Designs, FMF, Blood Lubricants, Scott Goggles, and just everybody else. Thank you.
Ava, great job. A hard-fought win. Go get that protein shake. You deserve it, ladies and gentlemen. She is your winner here today. What a show it was. I hope each and every one of you loved it. On behalf of Nick and Troy Garvin, I'm Jack Corpella. Our next NGPC live stream will be coming your way April 7th from 29 Palms in California. Guys, this was awesome. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you like all the content on this channel. Please make sure you follow me over on the Cycle Drag YouTube channel if you like what I'm putting out. On behalf of the Garvin family, on behalf of everyone here at NGPC, big thank you, Honda, Parts Unlimited, FMF, the Prairie Dogs, and all of our great sponsors. Big thanks, Aaron Kennard and Ross Fitz Productions. What a show it was, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next month at 29 Palms.